5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
BONIFAY Banter Podcast.
All right, guys. Episode, what is it now, Shane? 14, I think.
13.
No, it's 14.
14.
Yeah, 100%. We can't even keep track of the episodes, but this is a good one today. We got Brandon Parker in the studio, longtime friend, and man, you got so many layers of your stories intertwined with wakeboarding on the production and video side of things. It's going to be fun to get into it.
Yep.
Welcome to the studio, dude.
Thanks for having me. You guys got a cool space here. I'm excited.
Right in Claremont, dude. Yeah, you've seen a lot of studios, but this is a little smaller in most.
Well, dude, I've also seen this room, what it was before, too. So,
Well, yeah.
So it's like, it's cool to see the iteration and you guys keeping it alive, you know?
The
I
transformation's a lot, you know?
I think there were a bunch of pointless shirts like in boxes stacked in here at one point.
We still got some few on the wall right there.
It used to be the office memorabilia room that we never really used. We used to have a couch right here. Felix Georgie used to sleep on right there. His favorite room of the house.
Yeah.
So, nice. What do you, you're in town staying out at Cocoa Beach right now?
Yeah, just in town with some family, but just wanted to hit you guys up, you know, just been seeing what you guys are doing and just been reminiscing all week. So it's been nice.
Yeah, we're real happy to have you out here. It's really
dude,
cool.
it's tough to be here.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, boys.
What you been up to lately? Where you're out in LA. What are you doing out there?
Living in LA, spent the last probably 10, 15 years like directing music videos, still camera opping for live shows, music videos and stuff. Then, you know, the last couple of years been kind of video engineering, took a little bit of a backseat from the camera. It's like a little bit on the back end side, you know, like as cameras and all this stuff gets more tech.
Yeah.
They need like support and, you know, I'm basically like a glorified IT guy, like video IT, you know.
Yeah.
So
you're just kind of like making sure
yeah,
like
just
everything.
overseeing everything. And, you know, when you get multiple cameras or like a live set or, you know, there's, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 cameras, whatever. And it's like those all go into like a central kind of hub and get routed and get, you know, either recorded or sent out to the iMags or the LED walls, you know, or just kind of whatever the application is. So
that's crazy.
That sounds like a pressure cooker right there.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
Yeah, whenever I came back, we went and had dinner a few nights ago, and we were hanging out, and I got back, and I was telling my wife about it, and she was like, so what, is he going to be able to get you some gigs or something? And I was like, he's on a whole nother level. I can handle one camera. He's dealing with like 30 or 40 or 50. So.
Yeah, dude, that'd be super dope if you get a project to go.
Oh, dude, I'd love to. You let me know if you ever need.
I would love to come out and watch you boss Shane around.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. You gotta commentate just like all back in the Red Bull days. You know what I'm saying? We got to get you in there.
If you're ever doing a project and they're like, we need a shitty filmer, and you're like, I know a dude down in Florida. No, I'm just joking.
It is crazy to watch the production of like when we did like Wake Open and some of that stuff. Like when you're in a TV trailer and you see how many little monitors, how many moving parts, how many people are talking that you never hear. And just to be outside in the sun, you see a wakeboard contest to go down to like, or a football event or anything. And then you just go into this like, and they keep it super cold in there. It's so dark and like, the pressure in there seems like it's intense.
Well, it's wild too.
I was just gonna say that like all the machines, everything has to stay cool, you know. So it's basically like server rooms and everything. All
I didn't think about that.
Running and stuff. So yeah, always got to stay cool. And then the dark is just you're staring at monitors and stuff like that. You don't want a lot of bright lights, a lot of glare, a lot of stuff like that. So it's like it's usually pretty dark, pretty dim, and pretty vibey in there. Maybe some incense going, you know.
Incense?
If I'm in there, there's some incense going for sure.
Walk in, some producer walks in. Where did this Nog Chamba come through?
Yeah. I was actually just on tour with like 6 weeks for this Japanese rock band, and there's this one spot, I forget, we were in Atlanta or somewhere, and had some incense going backstage, and this lady comes back. She's like, what is this? And you got to put that out. And I was just like, oh, I'm sorry, it's just some incense, you know. She's like, if the fire marshal saw that, there can be no open flames. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that incense was like an open flame. And like,
I guess you got to light it with an open flame.
I guess.
But you mean to tell me there's no lighter in the building?
Like, right. Yeah.
Yeah. We made you put your incense out whenever you get into the studio because we were like, fire marshal's going to shut us down, dude. You can't have that.
Yeah.
No. But it is crazy when, I mean, we've been around cameras and some sort of production for a long time with wakeboarding and stuff, and you think you know how things go, but
I think the only production that we had was actual name in Pointless Productions. That was about as production as it really got.
But like, you know, you're around cameras, and we've had other filmers around, and you think that that's what, you know, it's like, and then you see a big production, and you're like, holy shit, this is no joke.
But yeah, I mean, we definitely there was some big stuff going on though. Like some of the Wake Open stuff, we had Shrunk down there shooting the Phantom Cam, and you know, we had obviously helicopters, and I mean, all that stuff was like kind of paving the way for like what drones and like all this stuff can do now so easily. Is like, you know, we had to work so hard for it back in the day to get some of those shots and some of those angles and everything, you know, like
I remember for Relentless, Justin Stevens had like this super slow-mo camera. This is all before Reds and Too Much, whatever it was.
Would that have been the Phantom?
Phantom.
But yeah, he would have to have a generator that would run the camera and his computer, and he could only record for like 30 seconds or a minute, and then he'd have to go to the computer. So as soon as you'd make a trick and you'd give thumbs up, he would like set the camera down, go to the computer, ingest it, get it on the computer, and then like go back to the camera and then like start recording again. And it was like, at that time, it was the biggest thing. We were like, "There's a generator and a computer on the boat."
And you're watching like a 7.5 minute long clip of a 270 onto a rail. You're just like,
yeah. Once you get like over 500 frames, like, once you're like at 1,000 frames, it's like
you always need droplets at that point. You need to be barefoot.
What was that stuff in Relentless, like that Phantom? What would that shoot?
Somewhere around there, depending on the resolution, that camera would be like anywhere 500 to like 1,000 frames would probably be.
How much better are the slow-mo cameras now? Like the Phantom, is it a lot easier to like operate and kind of like?
I mean, dude, honestly, like they're still kind of like in a class of their own. Those slow-mo cams, like the Ember, is probably the closest thing that like is even close to like prosumer affordability, you know. And even that thing's like what, like $6 or $7 grand, probably.
I think more.
But, like,
I think it's like 12, but I could be wrong.
But yeah, so I mean, Phantom still kind of got that game on lock. Like even the Reds and the Aries and like all the high-end cine cameras, like they all kind of max out at about, you know, maybe 300 frames, like down in like 1K, 2K, something like that. So,
but like you were saying, like really that's kind of some very few shots you start to need a little bit more. Even that's just for a moment,
right? Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that stuff, like a lot of the slow mo and a lot of that stuff, came from action sports. You know, it was like no real cameras had that until, you know, we started using them. And I think like when cameras were coming around, like X Games was big, skateboarding was big, like, you know, that whole era of
that's
that,
right,
like,
right. You remember like that movie that was
So I mean, you had people like Spike Jonze. He like produced that, directed that, whatever. But and actually, he's part owner in Girl Chocolate or whatever, I think. So it was like, but he was the same thing. He was a skate filmer that kind of came up, started doing commercial work, got some hands on some really cool tools, and then did that whole green screen board and was doing like all kinds of crazy stuff. Like all kinds of stuff back in the day. All the
blowing
VFX
up the stair set.
Exactly. So yeah, he was like really pushing boundaries back then, you know.
That's cool.
It's like now there's like some Final Cut template or some little cap cut thing. You just press a couple buttons and it's like, oh, it cuts it out.
You should see this dude on his iPhone. He can edit up. He'll make anything.
I can get down on Premiere, but if I need to lay on my back on the couch and for 2.5 hours and bang out an edit, I'm capable of that too.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Until my hand goes asleep.
Like seriously, that's a good question. Like how long? What's the longest edit? Like what's the most serious edit you've done on a phone or like a mobile? Like
he's done some crazy stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I've done like and one day I did a 4.5 minute long edit. It's on my YouTube. It's called Jack Dawson Lives. And it's like what happens if Jack Dawson from Titanic, Leonardo, never died.
Right.
So he survived that night. And then I made a whole montage how he lived this crazy life after. And I just took B-roll from all his other movies as he grew up. So I used like, he became a pilot. He became like from like, Catch Me If You Can. So he had Jack Dawson had a crazy ass life. Ended up getting killed by the bear in Revenant.
Nice.
And it's pretty sick. If you to the listeners out there, you want to watch something weird that I did on my phone in about a day. Yeah. And Shane, I remember Shane. He comes out. He goes, "Why the fuck did you do that?" I go, I don't really know. It's something I always wanted to do. Shane gets paid to edit. I just do it for.
And so was it like start to finish? You screen recorded like YouTube clips from the phone, like 100%. So everything 100% on the phone.
100%.
Nice.
Is the quality great? No, but you know, you
storytelling there.
You can squint your eyes at it.
Yeah,
the storytelling is pretty.
Storytelling,
and I do all the narrations. I'm like it's like a teaser almost, and I'm doing the.
Yeah,
pretty.
Then he got into selling stocks, and it's like shots of him from Wolf on Wall Street or whatever, and it's just like
he got divorced. He got addicted to drugs. Really good at basketball. He got addicted to drugs again in Wolf of Wall Street. Downhill spiral. Moved off to an island.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah.
But yeah,
it is
it's
great.
capable. You can edit on your phone if you don't got to be on
Yeah.
your computer all the time. You know?
I definitely get a little bit frustrated. Like anything more than just a basic reel, I'm like, give me Premiere, give me something else. Like it's hard to do. But I do edit all my photos in Lightroom, like either on my iPad or like the mobile on my phone. So it's like, I was just kind of seeing. What about you? You edit much on your phone?
No,
No.
not at all.
You have no editing. You can't reframe anything.
I don't
on
even
your,
think. I don't. I've anytime I try, I get
Oh, I
frustrated
get it.
and go
I get it.
straight.
You're up here, huh?
Yeah, I'm
I
up
get
here.
it.
I'm
I
up
see
here.
what- I see
No,
the-
I try
I see
on
the
my
tone
phone.
of y'all's changing.
I try on my
Yeah.
phone, and as soon as I go for like 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, no, I could have done this on the computer in like 10,
Right.
and I just
That's
moved to
what-
the computer, and then
Same.
Yeah.
I get so frustrated with the phone. I
No.
don't know. It's not quite there yet for me, but
if you don't have to show it to your boss, it's fine. You know, like.
yeah,
I bet you two are a little bit of perfectionists though too. Over the time, your phone won't get you where you need to go
no,
maybe.
until you see Jack Dawson Lives, baby.
yeah, then you'll realize.
Jack Dawson Lives.
Then you'll realize anything's possible. Yeah, no.
How did you get into wakeboarding and water skiing?
So-
Where are you from? Like,
So I was born in Texas, grew up small town, Texarkana. It's like border city between
Texarkana.
Texas and Arkansas. And dude, so my parents got really lucky. My parents were always like outdoors, always camping, had a boat. My dad always had a boat since he was like 16, 17 years old or something.
lifestyle,
He was just,
yeah.
just lake life,
Yep.
fishing out in the river or whatever. So yeah, grew up like just going camping and stuff. And I have photos. I was probably maybe 2 years old, like climbing up on my dad's shoulders. He was water skiing and stuff, you know.
little
So
two-tier pyramid.
yeah, there we go. So yeah, my dad was always a big skier, big kneeboarder. He used to try to get me on the kneeboard. Like it's funny, I used to stand up on the kneeboard before I ever even had like, wakeboard or anything like that.
You evolved
And-
past it real fast. Your dad's
Right.
like, get down on your knees. You're like, no, Dad.
Yeah. Well, it was the same time. I was probably like 11, 12, and it was like I had just started skating and just all of that, and Jackass was happening and all that was blowing up. So I was just like, dude, skating was just like the place to be, like where it was at, So I was like, no, I'm gonna stand up on this thing.
Fuck this.
And then my dad, funny enough, like he had one of his coworkers, like guy that he worked with, was gonna pawn a board. It was O'Brien double ender.
Oh, the old double ender. I love
Double
it.
ender
Yeah,
with some strap binding. So this was probably 96, 97
Yeah,
maybe.
that checks out.
And yeah, he's like, he was gonna pawn it. And my dad was like, I'll give you like $100 cash or whatever. I don't know what wakeboards were going for back then, but dude, so he brought me that wakeboard home. I probably was like 11, 12, and like, dude, the rest is history. So that was like my first
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
first forte into wakeboarding.
Yeah, it's
then
a
when-
good start.
When did you move? And then you were kind of 10, 11, 12 around then, and then you kind of moved. When did you ever move to Florida, or you changed?
Yeah, so basically, it's funny. I don't know if you know this story. Shane knows the story, but I had been wakeboarding like a couple years, and I was doing like wake to wakes and some threes, like whatever, doing some stuff. And my parents were like, "Oh, he's kind of getting good and taking it serious." And so I was like 12. They put me on a plane to the BONIFAY boarding school.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Dude.
So, dude, Nick Weinecker, Jay.
Oh, yeah, the Nick
picked me
days,
up,
dude.
Yeah.
So they picked me up from the airport, dude. That was
Sick.
like my first solo trip. Like I was 12 years old. My parents put me on a plane. Was like, see you later,
And
So,
what
yeah.
year you think that was? 90, 90
Probably
98-ish? Yeah.
Yeah, 98-ish.
Oh, that was a heyday too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
So like
good
he was
time.
saying, Jade was there.
Yeah,
the good old
Jade
Jade,
was there.
days.
Jade Blanca.
We definitely,
Yeah.
dude, we loaded up. Yeah, loaded up in your Durango. We went to Osaka's.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Oh,
Durango.
speaking of Osaka's, last night, tonight, open. It's closing its doors.
After 25 years, 30
Wow.
years or something.
Yeah,
What are
probably
the odds?
34
We're
now.
shouting it out right
Yeah,
here.
I
Dude,
know.
Osaka. That was our first Japanese steakhouse where we fell in love with the fried rice and the white sauce, dude.
Dude.
Great white sauce there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, So anyway, fast forward a few years later after that, like probably 16, 17, I was like doing all the INT tournaments, like doing outlaw shit. And the Liquid Force rep there was like giving me boards and stuff. And the trip across America was coming through. So I was like, again, 16, 17. Shane pulled up. It was Shane and Watson were like the only two people on the
In
bus.
the RV,
at
in
that
the
time.
bus?
In the RV. It was like the red. It was before the big one. It was like the little mini, like red and white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
That
small
thing
one.
got so disgusting.
It got thrashed. Sean Moore drove that one a lot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when Shane and I first really like connected. And I remember, I think it was like, you guys were there for 2 weekends or for a whole week or something. I remember going home and like getting my hard drive and going back to the RV, and you like loaded me up with a bunch of like pointless footage and was like, yeah, dude, just like make something, like whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Chop up something.
Yeah. And dude, I just felt so cool. I was like, fuck yeah. Dude. Like I'm in there. And so then like I graduated high school and I was friends with Chase. So Chase Hevner came to Louisiana Spring Fling. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I remember. I think I went to a couple
This
of
is
those.
probably like, again, 96, 97 probably. He was there one year just, dude, remember when he was going to be like a tuber? Remember when he just started tubing only? Like he refused to wakeboard. So that was like back in that era. He did like a tubing exhibition at the like Louisiana Spring Fling. He like refused to get on his wakeboard.
We got to remember to ask Chase about this.
And dude, so I met him, and I remember he gave me his AIM. Like this is back in the day, like AOL Instant Messenger, and we used to talk on AOL. And so he had pretty much he had pretty much convinced me to go to Full Sail, and like I had no idea of, you know, his whole connection with the school or anything, but he had pretty much convinced me to go there. And like that was like right at the time where like, what was it, him and Staker and all those guys were starting that crew. And
the attention deficit.
And that was kind of right as like Full Sail was kind of, was that?
Well, they had been around for a while, but they had just kind of opened up into like video and film and all that stuff. They had been like primarily like an audio school for a long time, if I remember correctly. Like they started off as like recording and audio stuff, and so that. But dude, another funny story. We used to talk on AIM, and I had a place. It was like right when the PlayStation 2 was coming out. And so being in like small town, I remember I had one reserved at like the GameStop, or this might even before
Reserve
GameStop,
the shit,
whatever.
Brandon Parker, baby.
Dude, so I had one reserved, and then I ended up waiting in line in Walmart and getting one at Walmart too. So I had 2 PlayStation 2s, and they were like impossible to get. And I was like telling Chase, and he was like, bro, let me buy it from you. And like, dude, this was like
$2,000.
literally shipped him a PlayStation 2. He shipped me like a check in the mail with like hot dogging and a bunch of like random merch and stuff. And like, so that was my Chase story. And so, so after I graduated high school, came to Florida, and then, that's the rest is kind of here. You know?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I wish you could keep checks like that. Like, you know, I wish like, you know, certain checks that meant like,
right.
I wish that you could be like, hey, can I cash it and just put a void on it, and I still keep it in frame.
Dude, I remember he had like, he just wrote like, and it was some like whatever, like thanks bro for the PlayStation or whatever. But I was just like, dude, he's like handwritten note, like this is so fucking cool. Like, you know, like 16, 17-year-old just kind of fanboying out, like, you know.
Yeah, and Chase was super cool at that time. Chase was like,
Chase was the shit, and Cassette was just coming out, and he was like running with those dudes, and like they were the cool crowd. They were the cool crowd. Lecce and like
that was the new crew, and then right into Attention Deficit, they made Hot Doggin', which was just like making a mockery of, you know, wakeboarding, and it was such that CKY vibe. It was awesome. Yeah.
With also a bunch of like Super 8 and just random like little artsy moments mixed in. I remember all that, you know.
And then you have the DVS crew like Ratto and those two.
Yep.
But then you get down to Florida. Down to Florida, and you're in Full Sail.
I'm in Full Sail. So another thing, got lucky. So Jack Blodgett, he like took a summer off or something to go travel. And so the way Full Sail works is like you're in a new class every single month. And so if you withdraw, like
with new people?
Well, no, you pretty much like when you sign up, like you kind of get with that same group, and you kind of go through the whole thing.
The scope, yeah.
Right, through the whole scope of the program. But then if you take a break, or if you have to take a little leave of absence or whatever, like you obviously equivalent of like getting held back a year and like, you know, school or whatever. So anyway, he took a break and he got like put back in my class. And dude, so he was like, "Oh, you wakeboard, sick." And like he had put that movie out. I forget what was his like first movie that he made like up in Portland, like at his lake, at his parents' lake. It was
I forget the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like it was just up there. Yeah.
So he had already like had some buzz, and he had already had a couple little write-ups in the magazine and stuff. So I was like, "Oh shit, fuck yeah!" Like he's in my class. Like this is gonna be sick, dude. And so yeah, dude, I remember him like one day after
Jack Blodgett, dude. Yeah.
One day, like after school, he was, or like during class, he's like, "Bro, like let's go out to the projects. Like, you want to come to the projects with me?" I was like, "What's going on out there?" He's like, "I don't know, dude. Like they're building some rail or something, like whatever." And so we went out, and I'm pretty sure that was like the day I met Scott, because they had like, it was before the toe jam, but you know they would build the rail, and then everyone would get to session it for a couple days before the contest would start.
Yeah.
So they had like just finished up building like one of the rails. This had to be like Toe Jam 1 or 2 or
Probably
something.
yeah, 2001, I think probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2001, 2002. So it was like first year, second year of Toe Jam or something. That's when I met Scott. And then that's when I kind of started doing all the wake skate stuff, started working with Volume and
Yeah.
You shot and filmed and edited most of the volume or
yeah, like Joey Northup was working on it when I first came in. So he had already done a couple episodes.
I miss that dude.
Yeah.
shout
And,
out,
Northern was awesome. I always love it.
Yeah, so he was working on a few, and then I came in and we did, I don't know, dude, like 5, 6 episodes, videos. So they came out like 3 times a year. So I guess that was like 2, 3 years.
Yeah.
Probably we did a solid, but yeah,
those
man,
were cool.
shot a bunch of
that was all
bunch
like
of days.
that was on the era of like Georgia.
Oh yeah, Georgia days for sure.
That house was sick. That whole vibe. That when I remember that dock down there, and they just had all like the little table and the couch, like the chairs around, and like you could go over there almost at any time during the day, and there would be guaranteed, even if they were out on the boat or out like hitting a session, and there would still be like 4 or 5 people on the dock. Like it was a
Quarter pipe in the driveway.
Yeah,
people
and then-
session in the quarter pipe, and
then Drew lived next door.
yep. Yeah, I think that's what Scott, like once, because I lived like on his side of town because I was in Full Sail. And once he realized I was on his side of town and I was like down to come over, dude, like I would pretty much any day I didn't have class or
Come over.
yeah, just come over, man. So like, dude, every day I would just, like you said, wouldn't even call him. Would just kind of wake up and just kind of do my thing and then just head over to Scott's, It was
That's
just
sick.
like, or we'd head over to Grubbs or BT, BT and Grubb were living together at the time. And like, dude, so many days. Like I was talking to BT the other day, we had so much time, dude. Like we just go for days and just shoot and just like we'd shoot their place in the morning and go back to Scott's in the afternoon. Like, dude, we just ride and just shoot.
all the time in the world
all
back in the day. You just
day,
live there
dude.
and in the pocket. Like what else are you going to do? It's
Yeah,
so hot,
right?
so damn hot out, dude. You got to get in the water and kind of
Yeah.
get wet.
Yeah. No, that's it.
When it's funny that you and Jack both went down to BONIFAY boarding house. Jack spent some time down
Oh,
there.
I had no
too.
idea Jack went down
Yeah,
there.
Jack. Yeah,
crazy.
Jack's long time BONIFAY ski school. He might have been down there in BONIFAY ski school days. But before BONIFAY boarding house.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of us together when he was, I think, his first trip there. And I'm like, yeah, probably 16, 15, and he's even younger, probably 13, 14, whatever. But I'll post it. It's a pretty good photo.
Yeah,
Shows how
nice.
long ago it was. So.
Yeah, it's funny. Nick, I remember Nick, dude, and I told him this story like years and years later at one of the Pro Tour stops, but in the boat one day, and the only reason I remember this is because it came true. Like I remember one day he was talking about Sonia, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna marry her one day, dude. He's like, dude, she's so hot. He's like, I'm gonna marry that girl one day. And literally, like, what, 7 years?
She was dating
6,
Dean at the
7
time.
years later, whatever. But he was just like, man, she's the one, dude. And
Hey,
like,
when you know, you know.
yeah, right. So,
Yeah, them now. You see his son Bray is on American Ninja Warrior.
really, I
Yeah,
had no idea.
Shout out,
dude.
shout out Bray. He's like 6 foot.
Yeah,
something.
dude, he's so tall, and that's
Massive.
all they do. Him and his sisters, like
He's-
they just
They're
rip
ninjas.
on it, dude. And he showed up on that thing. He flew through that course.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's pretty cool for him.
Nice.
It's got to be a little easier, like when you're taller than Murray, to get that stuff done, maybe too. But Murray flew through that thing too.
Murray was good. Murray was a great little
Murray
ninja.
could probably just hang there for an hour.
I wonder how long Murray could just hang from a bar. It's a lot. A monkey man can handle it.
When did y'all? When Shane told me you were coming on, he was like, "Yeah," like because he told me like you helped do our pointless shirts and like some of the logos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you really I think you kind of like mentored Shane maybe a little bit and kind of like not or just like y'all kind of like and really kind of like helped him out back in the day a little bit.
He created a lot of the ideas that we already were wanting to do, but had no clue how to do. He did our website. He did the Pointless website when we had the first Pointless website. He did like the art for the DVDs,
Damn,
and all of this stuff. Like he was one that we would be like, what about this? Can we do that? And he'd be like, yeah, we can. I can make that work.
Yeah.
Like,
Why the fuck did we hire Brandon back in the day?
know, we should have hired him earlier.
If you wonder why Pointless only ever put out about 2 videos.
That's partially to do with our massive attempt at making clothing that really drained the bank account pretty hard. So he actually did all of the Pointless clothing too. Like
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
second
Ronnie Bonner, like he helped
No,
you printed
not
it.
the very first ones, not the blood dripping ones and the diamond ones and stuff. Like this one he did, and I Love Pointless and all of those, the
ones.
UCD ones.
Yeah.
Like
I think Ronnie helped with those. I'm not the design, but
the printing,
the print.
Yeah, but we overscaled pretty hard. We did a lot of different SKUs, like I think 15 different T-shirts in every size, and then we did probably about 20 shirts in each size. And
Well, you know what the beauty of that, Shane, is like because we over ordered like what is it, almost 30 years, like 25 years ago, we now have a fair bit of inventory of vintage
Still.
25-year-old pointless T-shirts.
Yeah.
That we are actually gonna give away on the spin to win tonight. So
Yes, and that one's one of my more favorite, the UCD.
Unite, Conquer document. Then we got the girls. Pointless
Yeah,
one.
well, there's some good ones, but yeah, we went. I realized we over ordered when I had to go pick them up from the place that made them. Like it was a spot in Orlando, and I showed up, and they just had boxes on boxes, and I was like, oh no.
we were thinking like one truckload maybe.
Yeah.
It was just like,
it was like
we're gonna need a U-Haul
And
or a
this is
trailer.
What
or
it's like? How do you like? There wasn't like Shopify and like shit.
No,
Like, so
that
it's
was-
like
it
it's
was
like
so
we have all
ahead
this
of
shit.
its time,
It's like
dude.
now we got to run ads in the magazine or like what did we do? We should have done pop ups like what La Familia is doing at contest, but
I mean,
it's like you don't really have.
didn't
you
have
got
the
to
option.
create the platform to sell this shit. Like even like
that
after,
was
'cause
we
it
didn't
really.
no Shopify, no social media.
It's a
I
layup
mean, we barely
nowadays,
had
yeah.
Twitter was what, like a couple years old maybe. Twitter was like 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
So even later in the game, like after these, but yeah, dude, it was fun because that was some of the first stuff that I'd ever got printed and gotten. And I was telling him, dude, I was shooting with Justin. It was like the Relentless days. We're out at the projects and like I just happened to have my photos, snapped a couple photos of Shane like hitting this rail, and then it was like Grace was just like, dude, I need a photo for Spy. And I'm just like, all right, cool. Yeah, I got some right here. And it was like, that was the first photo I ever sold. So it was just like all these kind of moments were happening for me where it was just like, dude, this is cool. Like this, like I was loving it, dude. Yeah. And then Jack brought me on like the counterfeit this. Like I also did all the DVD work and all the stuff for that. And yeah, just like all the volume stuff, same thing. Like we were printing, I was doing all the DVD cover art. I wasn't taking the photos, but it was like, someone else's photos. And we were like kind of doing all the art and just all the ads. And then dude, when the carnival got brought back, I did that logo. Remember that like blue one with the grimy, all rusty one? And you had those photos. Lecce, I think, took them that were all dark and you had the belt and stuff.
Yep.
Like, yeah, dude. So I made the logo for the carnival and stuff. And
That's sick,
so
dude. Yeah, you
all
got
that
your hand
stuff
in
was
some good old like classico
yeah.
memories and images. With
Yeah,
it.
for sure,
On
dude.
Wakeboard, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time, dude.
What a time! Yeah, that was what a time
It
back
feels
then.
like, man, it almost feels like a Netflix series that I watched or something. It's like it
Yeah,
doesn't
right?
feel
Like
real, dude. It's like I have those memories in my head, but it's like there's someone else's or something. It's just like a whole nother lifetime ago.
I mean, it would make a good Netflix little series, a little mini series, a little 3 episode
let's go.
of just the.
You know what'd be sick is AI. You could just it's going to like almost Wikipedia find everything that you've ever done your whole life, and it'd create like a Netflix documentary about you almost on spot.
Right.
That would be crazy.
3 episodes, 15 minutes long each one.
I mean, dude, some of that stuff's
That'd be
not that
crazy.
far away. To be
I know,
honest
for
with
real.
you.
Isn't that crazy to think? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
and even if it doesn't, it'll be able to generate the images that it doesn't have. Like it just
Right.
doesn't use B-roll
Right.
from like images or like videos,
Right.
but it can like take the images and videos that it has, read a story about you, and recreate that.
Right. That's the thing. Like it
the
can,
fuck,
so
dude?
you could tell it, basically you could say, hey, search everything you know about Parks Bonifay, and it'll take all the stuff from the web, and then you can feed it all of your video parts, everything. So you could just feed it everything. And like you said, like
And then
anything
just change the symmetric. Like you can just go make it sadder, make it longer, make it like more explosions, make whatever you want. You can,
yeah, exactly. Like, dude, I mean, it's
gonna
pretty
be
close.
What a
It's
wild
pretty close
future!
to
What a
being
beautiful
there,
time to be alive.
Yeah, right. I've already started seeing some like music, like cover art and stuff that's all AI. Like you can tell, you're just like, oh, that was
Can you
AI.
t-
that
you
was
can
AI.
tell?
And I've seen some billboards in LA too and stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, that was AI, definitely AI. So
How
I mean,
can
it's
you
coming,
tell?
dude.
How can
I
you
just some of the way it renders, like some of the texts and stuff, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
just
You've
some,
seen some of the techniques maybe before, or
right.
something.
Well, I
Yeah.
think like I use a lot of it too. I've worked with Midjourney and some of the others, ChatGPT and everything. I've done a lot of the image generation stuff like that. So once you kind of train your eye, you can kind of be like,
Right.
oh, okay, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
just. And some of the stuff's just a little too hyper real. Like you can kind of see the lighting where it's like there's not a normal scenario where you could kind of get that same lighting as far as like the depth of the background or whatever. So there's little ways like
Yeah.
How
once
long
you
do you
train
think?
your eye. Like,
How long do you think it'll take before people like really try to kind of like learn to use AI? Because everyone's kind of almost using it like almost like Google.
Right.
You're asking it questions, or you're like polishing up an email or something. But like,
Right.
what's like like you're pretty savvy with like AI. Like, how do you use it, or like do you use it to like kind of like to sketch or kind of like
yeah, I
maybe
mean,
organize
I use
or
a lot
what
of
kinda-
like, I mean, I use a lot of it if it's, I just need like some quick text or I need some stuff. Like I'll say, hey, I want to, I'll just feed it a bunch of stuff and say, hey, I want to do something like this or I want to do something like this. And I'll,
like an inspo kind of
yeah, like more of an inspo. And then I'll be like, oh, that's a cool line or like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing. And even like some of my website text and some stuff like that, it's like I'll ask ChatGPT or whatever. And then I'll go down the line and like I'll pull a little, oh, that's a cool sentence or maybe that. And so I'll pull little pieces or
Right.
maybe rearrange it, stuff like that. But then Midjourney and like when I do image creation stuff, it's like more so just to kind of play around and to stay current. I haven't done anything. Well, no, I take that back. So I did a music video that I directed with Ellis Dream, and we basically shot a bunch of dancers like out in Joshua Tree, out in the desert, and then we ran that footage through AI. This was like a year and a half ago, so it's still very early, rudimentary AI,
Right.
but
come a long way since
yeah,
then.
it's come a long way since then. But basically, we were in the early days of like feeding it real footage and having it prompt to like kind of create stuff on top of it, right?
Right, so you're more just like kind of layering on
Right,
top of
right.
it, or like maybe changing some color or whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can look at the video or whatever. We can overlay it like later, but
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, after the break, we'll bring it up, and
Yeah.
it'd be cool to watch this video.
yeah, for sure. And so yeah, like I said, it's really rudimentary, but you can see like the dancers where it's like they still have the same form and the same thing, but it's just all trippy and alien and just kind of tweaked out kind of stuff. But
Sick.
so to me, that's what's really cool. And then also for like mood boarding and stuff, like a lot of times if I'm working with an artist that has a really specific look or there's something I'm really trying to capture and it's really unique, like maybe it's hard to just get on, Tumblr or Google and find
find the
images
exact
of what
thing.
it is. So I can literally go on and be like, in the desert at midnight under a full moon,
You
blah,
can
blah, blah,
paint-
blah,
you
blah,
can
blah.
paint
Like
that,
literally
right.
exactly what I'm trying to do, is like what, and it spits out, pretty good. So it's pretty awesome. And
Yeah.
it's just getting better all the time. And now like the kind of the newest wave, at least that I'm on, and like I know there's some way ahead of me, but it's like actually taking stuff that I've, like I said, like that video and other things and like loading in stuff that I've already shot and I've already created and being like, okay, make something trippy out of this or make something.
And it actually
way-
fabricates it, not just
Right,
layers
so
it,
that
but
way-
it really generates
yeah.
a majority of it. kinda.
Right. Well, not that it generates, but it just, it kind of adds its own unique layer because I do a lot of like stage visuals and stuff. And a lot of times it's just like the more intense, the more trippy, kind of the more eye catching is kind
Right.
of the better. So it's just like coming up with new ways, but still using my own source footage that I shot and then kind of prompting it what I want. So it's still kind of all mine from start to finish.
Right,
It's
yeah,
not like I'm
100%.
grabbing something or it's just creating something out of thin air. It's
Yeah,
like,
you're not sampling kind of.
right. It's like I'm sampling from my own
Right.
work in a way. And that's really cool to kind of play with is like use that as a starting point and be like, all right, let's see how crazy I can get this,
Damn, so you'll come up with the visuals for like a DJ for everything that comes up and
Yeah,
all this
like all the
crazy
LED walls.
alien kind of 3D and all this kind of
Yeah.
You're like helping like produce and you're coming up with a majority of that.
I wouldn't say a majority, and it just depends on
Yeah,
the
the
artist.
project,
but
yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's like animated, and a lot of it's like just different, kind of stuff. But like I said, I like to kind of start with real footage and like take some kind of concept, and then, for LS Dream, this artist I work with a lot, I took a lot of stuff, and we shot again like these kind of dancer, like kind of we did this full body makeup of these girls, and it was like all black background and stuff. But we did this all full body makeup and just shot all these like textures and pieces of their bodies moving, and then just put that through AI and it just kind of came up with these trippy kind of dream worlds that just kind of these
makes them
infinite
look like Avatar.
Yeah, like Avatar, and it's like it'll like go zoom into their eyeball, and then their eyeball like turn into a whole nother world, and it's just like stuff that like you could never do with like traditional kind of animation.
I can do that on my phone. I can do that on my phone. No, I'm just joking.
I think being able to prompt and know what you want to prompt and not just be like, well, I don't know what I want or what I need, but like trying to just give it the footage and being like, but like that's like sort of where I don't want to say that's where like AI is going, but like that's how good people with AI is knowing how to explain what they want.
Right.
Like they have the idea, but they don't know how to make it, but they can tell what I need, like and explain it in a way that it actually comes out. Because I think it's hard for me whenever I use ChatGPT and stuff to be like, give me this, and then I'm like, oh no, not that, you know what I mean? But if you can say exactly what you want, then you can get it.
Probably an art form just to the prompt itself.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like a lot of these people are like scared of losing their jobs, and a lot of content creators are like, oh, AI can just do what we do and whatever. But it's like I think anybody who's actually sat down and like tried to make something like that, it's not just like, oh, give me I want a waterfall. It's like when. Where, is it in the wintertime? Is it in the summertime? Like, is it a low angle? Is it a aerial shot? Is it a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, There's so many layers to it.
So I think that like having the technical knowledge to be like, shallow depth of field or like extreme bokeh or 8K and now it's getting crazy that you can even prompt in like certain lenses or certain cameras and it'll pick up certain,
ideas,
kind of
shit. I didn't think.
Yeah.
So see, this is what I wanted to pick your brain. Yeah. This is cool to know.
So basically, that's where I think it's like it's just going to be another tool, where it's just like not anybody's going to be able to sit there. Everybody's going to have access to it, but I mean that's the same thing with like
to an iPad and being able to sketch or something. Or
exactly.
Or just Google imaging it and printing it out and put it on a board or something.
Right,
it's kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah, so I think that's where like, we being in the industry and having that technical knowledge like can kind of give us a little bit of a head start on everybody else. And like, of course, now there's tons of just like, oh, copy and paste my prompt, like steal my prompt. And, there's old people creating courses online about prompts and so yeah, I mean that's it. Like you said, that's gonna be. I mean, and dude, there's jobs out there right now that are offering really good money. That's just like prompt writing, So I mean,
do you think it's gonna offer up more? Like AI will offer more jobs than it's gonna kind of take away? Probably not.
Maybe, I don't know. Like honestly, I don't think that like it's. I think that it's definitely gonna like cause some like a revolution in the way we deal with technology, but I don't think that it's going to cause this massive like it's just going to replace everybody's jobs. You know what I'm saying? And like I was watching this Sam Altman interview recently, and like he's the like founder of OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, whatever, and like he was saying the real like AGI, which is artificial general intelligence or whatever, the real AGI will become when it's like invisible. And basically that means like, you'll just be able to just be like, hey, Siri, book me a flight tomorrow, like whatever. And it'll be able to go in your calendar. It'll be able to just do things for you. And like, it's kind of been a long time, like when you write emails and stuff, the same way it'll like try to autocorrect or whatever, right? Like that's machine learning, which is like technically a form of AI, like, so it's like a lot of those things. And even just being able to like Instagram, Facebook, all that, like all those algorithms that, kind of learn who you are and what you like your
patterns and your
all those pattern recognitions, like all that stuff is already like AI technically, it's all machine learning. It's all like, and even from, all the booking sites and Amazon and all that, like, being able to like serve up content or be able to search from a, search database and like that kind of stuff. Like most of that stuff is all machine learning and has assistance in machine learning. So it's like, I think it'll definitely be like a different time, but I don't think it's going to be like all super scary.
And it won't
like
happen overnight either.
Yeah,
too. It'll kind of be, it'll blur, be a bit of a blurred.
Yeah. I think
that's crazy. Like I was just telling someone, I was like, it'd be crazy. I think the next, like what you were saying is like, you can like right before you take an important phone call, you can just go AI on or like hit a button on within your thing, and it'll actually like record as it's a secretary. And you're talking about, hey, send me the photos of theirs. I want this in black and white. Crop like a little bit of out of this one. Also, let's book the flights for this location. Do we have hotels? Get rental cars. Right. And we're flying at this time. it's listening to you. So now it's already booked the rental car, not booked it, but it's like ready to send. So
Right,
when you
right,
hang
right.
up, it already has the photos that's on your phone.
Yep.
Downloaded them from the Dropbox while you're on the thing.
Right.
And it's just listening to you.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
already doing that.
Right.
So when you get done, these 6 tasks that you needed to do for the next 2 hours, it's already done,
already
colored,
done.
chopped up. You're ready for approved, send.
Parks just wants an assistant, but he doesn't want a person. He just wants the
Yeah.
AI to be his assistant. So
Yeah, I
whenever
mean,
he
dude,
has a call, he's like,
long as it's on
do
my
it."
phone,
Yeah, as long as it's
I
on
mean,
the phone.
really, if you pay for ChatGPT, like you basically have that like in your pocket now. If you pay for the plus version of ChatGPT with their own like their little agents and their own custom GPTs, like
Damn, I'm going to pay for that thing
That's-
tomorrow, dude.
that's basically
I
like
remember when I told Parks about Amazon Prime, and I was like, I mean, I know this is a lot different than like ChatGPT or whatever, but I told him, and he was like called me back like an hour or two later, and he was like, "Wait, this stuff comes today?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can order it, and it comes today." He's like, "That's insane, right?" And I was like, "It's what
Yeah.
Prime is,
It
man."
was one
And
of
he
those
was like-
technologies that hit me. You remember the first time you heard about
Yeah.
Facebook or MySpace? You're like, wait, these people, these actual people are like, you can talk to these people, or like anything that's
Yeah.
like, you're like, this
Yeah.
Uber just picks you up. Like,
Yeah.
like I remember hearing that.
Yeah.
Shane told me that. I was like, wait, I ordered it and it came the same fucking day. I was like,
"This is awesome."
Yeah.
it blew my mind. I
Yeah,
think
you're like-
I think it took over my life for about 2 weeks.
you're like, all right, we are in the future, officially in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Damn. Well, that's should we give away one of these things right here?
Yeah, let's give the DVD. I got some pencils too.
So we're gonna give away a DVD, maybe a couple of here.
Oh yeah,
explain
yeah.
your
Some
stickers at your
some
company.
DTL Alien stickers.
is Brandon's,
This is,
sticker- or your
this is my company.
Not a sticker company.
No, not a sticker company. But, yeah, got some stickers here for you.
Put
Check it
one
out,
of them.
DTLalien.world.
Yeah, let's put one on the
Yeah,
board
put the
too.
Nickelodeon one on the board too. I like
That is
that.
sick.
Dope. It's an honor.
But yeah, DTL Alien. Got a little caught up there saying it, but yeah. So we got two. We'll go 2 pointless shirts and
2 pointless shirts.
2 pointless shirts, mixtape DVD signed by me, Parks and Brandon.
Like
We'll
that.
sign one
So,
of
yeah.
those up, and then some pointless pencils too. The relics, the old pencil.
Should we give them the guys in a girl shirt just in case?
Yeah, good with that.
All right. Yeah, so this goes, Spin and Wins goes out to all the Top Shelf Patreon members. If you want to get behind and support the BONIFAY Banter podcast, we'd much appreciate that. And then you also get your name on here. We give away all kind of prizes.
A lot of
melon
good
hats, a
stuff.
bunch of wakeboards, pontoon cruises, fishing trips with Danny Hampson. Never know what you're going to
You
get.
never
here.
know. Yeah.
All right, I want to screen record this thing. All right, and
Let's spin it.
let's spin this thing. And we're spinning right
She's
now.
spinning.
Who is
She's
gonna win this
spinning.
thing? And the winner is for the pointless shirts. Yeah, he's going to appreciate this. Keith Kip, baby.
Yo.
Keith
Oh,
Kip
yeah.
takes down the
Keith Kip.
pointless shirts and the double or the mixtape DVD.
Mixtape
Nice.
double or nothing, both of them. It's almost a double DVD, but
It is a
it's
double
only
DVD.
like a half mixtape and a half double or nothing contest. But
With
you get it all.
writing from me, Randall Harris, Gator Lutger, Danny Harf, Sean Watson, and Mo.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, that's good. Kip will
Sweet.
like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good spot. I like that.
Nah, you're good. Everything's going to eventually get covered by something. Nice.
I like that,
Love
that
it.
Nickelodeon inspo.
Yep.
Yeah, and Kip
90s
going home with the
90s kid.
shirt.
Is Nickelodeon still a thing? They still...
I
I mean, the whole studios are shut down in Universal, or at least it's not like a walkthrough. Kind
yeah,
of
it's not open anymore.
I think it's just Disney Channel now.
They might have had some bad press along the way.
Yeah, they definitely
so.
ran into a little
Yeah.
situation.
Details.
a little bit.
So I'm keeping it alive, you know.
There you
Yeah.
go, dude. Someone's got to take the reins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw an opportunity. They,
They
they
told
weren't
us
using it
to.
anymore, you know. So
you know
just
what I
adopted
always
it.
loved is the slime.
yeah.
Whenever they would get
Right?
slime,
I've always
they were
wanted to
like,
get
the
slime.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Like, didn't you? We watched, man, all that
It was-
shit. I was
yeah.
just
Double Dare.
double dare.
Double Dare. You
What
get
was it?
slimed.
Mark Summers.
Yeah,
Mark
Mark
Summers.
Good pull.
Summers.
Good pull right there.
Yeah,
Physical challenge, dude.
that's good.
Man, there's
There's
what I
some
don't know
good-
what that shit looked like. It
The
felt
slime.
like I know you could buy like little mini things of it, but
Yeah.
But the real one, like what they would like, like they would douse people in it. Like it would just be like a tube above you, and it would just.
You seen like some of the cannons like gone wrong? Like they shoot it from the bottom of like these people standing there,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then like punches them through the face. And it's like, yo,
Katy Perry got
the air pressure was a little tight on that one, dude.
Katy Perry got blasted real hard one time.
Yeah.
You think some production dude was just
someone got
backstage? He
fired
was
on
like,
that.
he's like, what's it set to? It's 65 right now. He's like, let's turn that thing up to 180. Bam!
That would be funny. Be messed
Poor
up.
Katy Perry. If anyone's going to take it,
Yeah.
I voted.
Hey, I mean, she got to space. She went up to space.
Dude.
I mean, not
pretty
because
sick.
of Nickelodeon, but she went to space.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, because Park signed up for Amazon Prime. He has
Yep,
enough
there you
money
go.
to send old Katy Perry
You're
to
welcome,
space.
Katy Perry. It
Yeah.
was for that 2-week bender of Amazon Prime I went on. You count that going to space if you just go up and then come straight back down to the spot. To go to space, I feel like you have to be in orbit. You have to be in orbit. You have to.
Atmosphere. They did
Well,
not
even
leave
if
the
you go
atmosphere,
up
so-
high enough, you can still you're only 0 G for like the time when you're like when you're
Right,
floating back
right.
down. So it's like
What about remember the guy Felix, the Red Bull guy that
he
that
just
jumped
passed
from
away.
space? Really?
yeah, he just
I had
passed
no
away
idea.
like
Wow.
last week.
No way.
Yeah, it's
RIP.
crazy. Yep.
Damn.
It was crazy you bring that. Yeah, yeah. He jumped from I think 130,000 feet.
But he was like as close as you could get to the atmosphere, right?
Yeah,
Without
he's pretty
actually pretty much
Right.
touching it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it just gets so thin. No one, where's the actual line? Because it just gets thinner, thinner,
Right,
thinner,
right.
thinner, thinner, thinner. Even high up, it's still traces. That's why satellites, even when they're in orbit, some of the atmosphere will like get pulled up a little high, and they'll hit the atmosphere and it'll drag them back down. That's why they kind of
Yeah.
got to boost, and you got to stay at about 17,500 mile an hour to keep going before you fall back down.
Dude, so he took a balloon up, right?
Yeah.
And then once the balloon got to the certain height, it lost all its thing, and he just
Yeah, well, the balloon can't
So
pop. So there's
crazy.
actually it can expand. That's how.
right.
So as the atmosphere gets like lighter, the balloon will get bigger and bigger, and eventually a balloon will pop. That's what
Right.
happens when you let helium kind of like
Yeah,
work
yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly.
But this one it couldn't pop, so because there's like air vents on it. So
Right.
he just went up to where it wouldn't really go anymore. I don't think he really wanted to go any about higher than that. Like,
Dude, that's so crazy.
I think it's
That's so
crazy
cool.
that when he jumps, the air is so thin that he has no air friction for, like probably like 10, 15 seconds or something, but he's
that
just
was
jumping.
that
and
was
it's
like
almost like a free flip. But even when you're skydiving, you can control how you're
Right.
moving
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the air friction, but he has none for a long time. And he's just
So
like,
he was just like dead.
and he almost doesn't
just
hear
dead fall,
anything.
like-
He's just like,
Well, that was the only thing that they really didn't know exactly how it was going to go, and that was one of the scariest things about it because like he could jump out, but if you get going into you start
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
blood either gets pulled to your head or away from your head, and then you just pass out. And then so hopefully he would like have enough time to maybe stop Gene
React
out
or-
once he
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
come back to. But if you're just going
Right.
and you do that till they hit the ground, you'll never like come back. But he actually he got into a bit of a spin, but he was able to like get enough atmosphere. He went faster than the speed of sound. He didn't know how many if you were going to like.
That's
So
so
it's like
sick,
he broke the speed of sound, started G'ing out, and then just like ended
Got
up
all
grabbing
of
the air, coming back too. It was actually done in like 1968, I think, by Joe Kittinger first.
Wow.
And this dude, an old school
like
dude.
before
and so,
we went to the moon.
So he went up and he ended up jumping before he had like a hole in his glove, and so he was
he
doing
had to back
about
out.
the same altitude that like Felix went to. I think a little lower. I think Felix wanted to go a little higher than that. But I guess he had like a hole in his glove, and so he just jumped out. And like, isn't that wild to think that like
Yeah.
that's one of the craziest Red Bull projects, and it's like the craziest one that's like ever been done.
Yeah,
it's like one of the biggest feats, kind of like.
yeah.
And then
And this dude did it.
in the wild west of Joe Kittinger, mid-60s, dude.
Oh, man.
Well, dude, even just like, I mean, if the moon landing thing is all real, like just looking at all that technology that got them there back then, I mean, the thing that was like basically not even like half of an iPhone's power,
Right.
and it's like got
Yeah.
us to the fucking moon. Like, dude, that's so insane.
Makes
to
you
think
realize if
about that.
analog's
Like,
better, huh?
well, dude, like I don't know. I was just at the Space Center over there with my family, and like,
I've
dude,
always wanted
seeing
to go there.
dude, you should. It's like kind of dope, actually.
this
It's
guy
like-
loves shuttles. He would actually have a blast over there.
Rocket's shuttle got discontinued years ago.
See what I mean? See what I
it's all-
mean?
it's all rockets now. But yeah, it was actually pretty cool, pretty interesting over there. But to see some of that old stuff and to be like, dude, this is what got us to the moon. Like,
Yeah.
what the
It's
fuck?
pretty wild.
Like, yeah, it's just insane.
It'd be
dude,
cool.
that-
I definitely want to see. I'm definitely a space nerd enough to where it's kind of
Right.
depriving and depressing. Like it's bad that I haven't been over there and seen that for how much I
Yeah.
love this shit.
yeah.
You said you
should-
just saw one go up the last
yeah,
night,
like,
right?
Yeah, last night. Last night, one of the SpaceX
Out in
rockets.
Cocoa Beach. You're
Yeah.
close there. You actually hear the rumble and stuff, huh?
Yeah, you could feel it. Yeah, it was cool. It was super cool.
You
yeah.
almost when you hear it, you almost feel it's like a deep bass. It's like a,
Right. It's like a concert or
It's like a
something.
drum-
You know,
yeah.
it's like a festival when you're like walking up and you're like, you know,
You
it's
just
just
hear
like
the-
you just hear the rumble, like a little bit of a feeling. Yeah, it was cool.
Nah, I just
Yeah.
I'll call Parks sometimes and be like, "What you up to?" And he's just like, "Rockets going up in like 2.5 minutes. Just checking this out." And I'm like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, it's the Falcon 9. It's going to be pretty sick. They're putting up this." And I'm like, why do you know all of this? Like,
I think it's cool that SpaceX puts all that stuff like on their website. You know, it's like pretty public knowledge, and like, dude, you can just geek out on it. You know, like they tell you exactly we're sending this many satellites, we're doing this, we're doing that. Like,
I love it,
it's,
and I love how they don't patent. Like he never does it for Tesla or like rockets or anything. Elon always says he goes patents for pussies, dude. He goes like if you're like he goes that's for companies who are scared to like. He goes he wants more electric cars. He wants more
yeah,
Right.
people like competitive like going to space. So it's like
Yeah.
that's why he like I mean you can literally fly drones and like take helicopters around like and just like if you were like anyone trying to figure out some SpaceX shit or whatever you can like,
Right,
pretty
right.
much get like, eyes on it and he does like display it for the world to see. It's pretty
Even some of the Tesla stuff. I remember like when the Cybertruck was coming out, there was all those leaks of like people that would just go over and just fly drones for like hours over their plant, you know, just hoping to get a
Yeah.
chance to see one of their new cars or whatever. But like,
He's like,
yeah,
if you're willing to
they're
waste
like-
your batteries,
yeah,
you might
exactly.
get one.
They're like, oh yeah, okay, cool, yeah, check it out. But yeah, dude, that stuff is super cool, man. Elon's such a G, and like all the rockets and stuff. Yeah,
I
I'm
love
super
it,
down
dude.
with that,
Yeah.
dude. Being over there, like I said, there's like gonna be like 4 launches this week
They
while we're here. and
crush
it's
them,
just-
dude. They send them up
so
so.
sick,
and I was
dude.
telling you, like SpaceX sends like over like 80% of like the world's payload up into space. That's like including China, Russia, like
yeah.
a lot of countries are launching rockets nowadays and like launching shit up there. But
Right.
he still has SpaceX has 80% just out of 2 locations too. It's pretty crazy. Our cousin Billy is a weld. Do you know Billy?
Yeah.
Cousin Billy. He works for SpaceX. He's a weld engineer out there. So after every
Wow.
launch, he like inspects the pad
yeah.
and then goes and inspects all the welding on the launch. And like he has a whole team. He kind of like oversees the team and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, he said he can get us out there and go watch a launch. And
Dude,
kinda
Dude,
get in the
let's do
pocket.
it.
that would be
That would
so
be-
cool.
That'd be the best.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Shout out Billy.
Yeah. Little Billy.
All right, guys, let's take a little break real quick. What's that, Shane?
No, I was just going to say little cousin baby Billy.
Little cousin, baby Billy.
Baby Billy.
Not so small anymore.
No, he's not.
He's the
He's
only
a-
he's the only Bonifay over like 6'2",
Yeah.
over I'm like over 5'9".
And the only Bonifay that's smart enough to work on at SpaceX
That's
welding
true.
and stuff.
You almost make question: is he a Bonifay? Like,
Yeah, it sounds like
he
that.
is from Casey, so that's Dad's little sister. So,
All right, let's take a little break.
Cool.
yeah, we're back. Little break. We were just talking about what were you saying about the
Oh, I was saying,
Sony camera? What
yeah.
what
so
model was that?
That's the VX1000.
The X1000.
Yeah, so there's for like the past couple of years, people have been taking the little FPV drone little recorders and hooking those up because they're just little SD recorders and that records to SD anyway. So it's like it's just
So
fine.
that would put that same camera just record straight to the mini SD cards.
Straight to mini SD, but you'd have this little box on top and you'd have to run the wires out and stuff. But now there are guys actually going in and like breaking the cameras apart and pulling the tape deck out, and then there's like
What?
this
That's
new
sick.
little recorder thing that like came out that.
I've actually seen one where it's like a 3D printed plastic camera that you just put a GoPro in
yeah,
the
and it
front
looks-
of,
it's
and
got the
it,
handle
and it
and
like
it's got-
looks the same.
Yeah, but no,
everything.
this is sick because it's still got the same rocker zoom and it still has like the same optics and stuff like
Yeah.
that from it. So it's like literally the.
What
the-
did that shoot in? What format was that? It's a
mean,
little more square,
was-
isn't it?
Yeah, that was like
1720 or whatever.
yeah, that was mini DV, which was like SD, which was.
It
Yeah,
was-
like you said, 4x3. You had to put it into like a 16:9 mode, even to get like the letterbox mode. You know, the
Yeah.
widescreen look that like pretty much everything.
But
now
it still wouldn't
shoots,
go
but-
up to 1080. It wasn't 1080. Or
Well,
whatever.
I mean, it was tape, so it technically wasn't any file.
no,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
the
Like-
size of it wasn't like it.
Right, it was
I mean,
seven.
I guess
Yeah,
you
when
could-
you captured it onto the computer, yeah, it was like
Yeah.
720.
have you seen
like
the guys
SD
that
footage.
paint them? Like the
Yeah, I saw
that
a
will
red one.
they'll refurbish the whole thing and get it running, but then they'll also like paint each part whatever
Yeah.
color you want. Like could do red or like
Yeah, I saw one that was
a-
like solid red, like a candy apple
seen
red. that
I seen
was, like,
Rasta
I was
colored
oh,
ones
really?
and-
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that'd
say
be
it's like
sick.
just to buy like an old body of that and then have it shipped off to get the mini DV thing in there and then get it shipped
Yeah.
off to get painted and then you have this like
yeah.
the
But
pretty
then you're,
sick.
but then you're like dropping a couple grand on a like
On
a 20-year-old camera that you could buy on eBay for, you know, a couple $100. Actually,
Yeah.
the VX1s still hold their value. The VX2s, for whatever reason, like aren't as valuable as like a collector's item. But
Are you flipping VX2s?
no, I still have my VX2, but I'm looking all the time on eBay for like old handy cams and stuff. Because, dude, I mean, nowadays
It's kinda
like,
hot right now,
everybody-
huh?
Dude, everybody wants like mixed media, and I feel like, you know, film was like kind of a hot trend. Like everything, you know, when like I don't know, maybe 2010 on, like everything was super HD and super crystal, and then, you know, like maybe 5-10 years ago, like film, it was like, oh, we want the film look back, and now I think it's just like that natural progression of like the now everything in the 90s is back, right? So it's like they want those little
No.
point and shoot cameras and like all that kind of stuff, nostalgia, and like having little discs and having little memory cards and shit is like,
For
Right.
Liquid, I went to Australia with the whole girls team, and at the time we had like 9 to 10 female riders, both cable and boat and stuff. But we went and shot like a week and a half right before COVID. But I shot a
Yeah.
lot of it on. I had another dad cam styled one, but I
Yep.
brought the VX2, and
Nice.
and it was working for that, and it was pretty sick. So I did all of their intros.
You brought that one?
Yeah. I did all their intros with the VX2, so it was like gnarly, like grunge,
Yeah.
but then it went to like clean.
and you
nice.
actually recorded the tape.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I have the little like the FPV thing I was telling you about, so everything just records
It
to
records to that.
the,
Yeah.
And then what
Yeah.
you put it in a little thing and then it transfers it to digital. And you
Yeah.
just-
yeah.
No, it was it's pretty sick. I'll show you whenever we're done. I'm pumped on it because I was like, I told the girls, I was like, we're not making like a girls like simple section here. I was like, I want y'all to look gnarly. I wanted to look crazy, like an old school skate film.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're raging for a little bit of
Right.
this. Like, I want bottles breaking. I want slaps in the face. I want like some like Anna got tattooed. Like, I was like, let's go a little hard and a little grungy
Nice.
with this. And they were like all for it. Like,
Oh, the girls got behind it. Too.
I remember like knowing I wanted to do it and going, and because most of them I met for the first time, like a lot of the cable ones I didn't know. So I like showed up and I was like, hey, I want to go pretty hard for this one. Like, I want somebody in a shopping
like-
cart getting pushed down the road, like crashing
Yeah.
into some bushes. Like, I had a list of ideas, and I was like, pick one, and we'll shoot it, and we're gonna do this. But I want it tough. And they
Yeah.
were like, hell yeah, let's go.
go.
And
Nice.
like, and it was literally there's like just like me and I think Anna's boyfriend at the time were on the shoot with like 10 girls, and I was like, oh man, this is pretty gnarly. Like, and I ended up like, I don't want to say I made some of them cry, but I pushed them when they were eating shit on rails. I was like, you got it. And they'd eat shit like 3 or 4 times and like come up out of the water like teary. And I'm like, I think I went a little hard.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies. Like, you don't have to do it. You don't have to
Little
do
too
it.
grunge,
Yeah, a
little
little
too-
too good. But yeah.
So what do you think is like the hardest you've ever worked for like a video part? Like the most time, the gnarliest, like
I don't know.
Good
I think actually, okay. So with Trevor Bashir, I did a 20-year with Liquid Force, like
Yeah.
where we had all of our boards, and my ankle was really hurt. Like, but I was still just trying to push through, and that was the most painful but pushing through riding I ever did. Like, I
Yeah.
was trying to do doubles into Henshaw's pool, and I got one, but like every time you'd fall on the double half cab into like the raised pool, my ankles would just slap up, and it was just like numerous times of taking like a week or 2 off and just icing the ankle the whole time. Like, that was the most painful riding, but like
for the 20-year.
yeah.
for the 20-year, and but because I was old and I was busted, and it
Well,
was,
sometimes video parts come easier than other
Yeah.
ones, you know.
What about you, Parks?
I
Like,
was thinking about that. I would probably say all or nothing. Maybe that was like when I hit the big gap at Hiawassee that we didn't really know the dimensions on. Hair Dog built me this like 15-foot, 20
let's,
kicker.
Let's
and it's
talk
just
about
like,
that really
Yeah.
quick.
And then the
dude.
dimensions
That
way off.
was
And then we
probably
went
the
to Tahiti.
gnarliest-
We've traveled all over the world with Singapore. Yeah, we traveled a lot for that one. So that one probably was the hardest to get done. But yeah, that jump was like shit. That was kind of like the first of like really ultra like hyper big gaps.
Yeah.
Kind of like before JD Webb. Webb did it perfect when he jumped the Lake Eola
fountain,
thing.
yeah.
That's what I envisioned in my head, kind of like when I was
But you
like
guys
designing
had
this
that
and
that super tall pointless rail back in the day. Remember the grub hit on the wake skate too?
Yeah.
That everyone
Yeah.
thought was like insane. That
Yeah,
was
that
down at
was
Lake
really-
Alfred, right?
No, that was
Or-
at Danny's house on Lake Willis.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the highest rail at the time, and it was like a 17-foot rail, I think.
Dude.
So, but
So
this guy came and went and hit it, like backlipped it, no problem, right after knee surgery. Not literally
was
right
a big
after,
drop.
but it was one of your first.
It was a big drop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a big one.
You
Yeah,
guys,
that
you
jump
guys
was-
definitely had some of the most iconic rails, some of the most iconic like hits, and like, dude, I keep looking at this one right here. That
Oh
was
yeah,
that was like kind of pointless heyday.
The big house.
That
rail
one
right
was,
there.
That was Lake Alfred for sure.
That
right?
one's
I
Lake
remember that
Alfred.
That's
dock,
grade
yeah.
A quality building right there.
That's-
Cinder blocks to lift it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
so
you know,
so where
a
would
lot
you
of
guys
duct tape.
where would you guys come up with this? Where would you guys get these materials from? Like what?
that one I can.
AI. No.
Would you
No,
guys just go raid like
can
some
say
junkyard,
that we-
some scrap metal?
No, yeah, there's picnic tables that we
Allegedly stole from
allegedly
stole from the school.
from a school up the street, and then the handrails up on top. I'm pretty sure Chad and Danny stole. Not allegedly, they did. No, they ripped them down from a it was a
It's
like decrepit like little
Like concrete- or
concrete
some-
factory
yeah,
thing. But
and
it
they-
was out of business. It was done. So they tied.
But that's
Chad's
all
truck.
rusted and janky. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of it actually has like duct tape around
Yeah.
to hold it there, but also to kind of like protect you.
Safe.
Give it a little.
Yeah.
This was before like the Pat Panacos days, and like people started building safe.
Well, Pat was
legit
building
rails.
like Pat was building like the project's really good, but we didn't, and we did learn a lot. I mean, this is kind of like generation one building rails for us, and then from there, yeah, we definitely, as we started to ride at the projects more and come up to Orlando, we definitely learned. Pat taught us about string lining and how to drop a post without busting the tub off, and just like kind of
Yeah.
how long the dimensions wise, how fast you're going, how long a rail needs to be, how steep is like good, and
Yeah.
Right.
and
I
Pat
mean-
kind of like wrote the book for that because it really was in the beginning stages. Like you can look at Byerly hitting the bug or like any
Yeah.
like no one going 20 miles an hour. You're not hitting a skateboard rail. You're not hitting even a snowboard. Like you're going so to where like sometimes the angles you really have to like tone it down, and we didn't learn that for a while.
That's what I was going to say. Is dimensions were the harder one for us to learn because whenever you're making it, it looks like you're like, this looks fine. It's just an up to a flat or whatever, and then you would
out on that thing.
Yeah, whenever you'd hit it, you'd just slam into this thing and you couldn't pop off of it or whatever. Like, yeah,
We've come a long way, even though I mean
Yeah.
it was still pretty shitty at the end. But
Yeah.
we're no Henshaws, we're no Pat Panakas, but
yeah.
they
But
were
we did.
they
make,
were hittable.
They were
hey,
legendary for
Those
sure,
ones are more
you know?
rememberable.
Yep.
Rememberable.
They're legendary for
Yeah.
sure. You know.
Nah, for sure.
What's uglier, Shane or the rail?
I look
Hey,
good.
no way.
That's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
young.
yeah, I'm
That's
just-
still young Shane. He still looks good. And
That
he's
was,
like gangster.
that was like right after the dreads, right? That was like right after you cut the dreads.
A good call. I think it was. Yeah.
I think so. Probably right after dreads, and that's like prime Shane trying to be Chad Muska phase. You know, like
Oh, yeah.
really loving
yeah.
some of that old school like forum snowboards, Muska.
So
Shane wanted
CKY.
tattoos, didn't have any.
so both of you guys kind of like, obviously you had the pants.
Yeah.
And you had to work hard to kind of get rid of that. And you
Oh,
went.
no,
you
I
went,
never even
kind
tried
of
to
went-
shine
Right.
away from it. That
I-
was deep burned in my heart, and I still rep them today. No.
And then you with the gloves, dude.
I
You were
mean,
rocking the
Shane
gloves
invented
forever.
board pants for the record.
that's what I'm saying.
I just jumped on the tail end of the glove game for some.
But what I
extra
was saying
strength
is
and
like
grip.
it feels like you guys both had like a rebrand at some point.
Oh,
there
yeah,
was like
yeah,
definitely
definitely.
you lost the gloves, and that was right
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
time like the 12 honkies when
Right.
you did the mohawk and all that. Was that
It was
intentional?
painful.
Were
No,
you,
yeah,
like-
I definitely knew I had to get rid of the gloves. And if you actually noticed, for a few years, I wore these other gloves that were like almost skin tone,
The yellow.
to where it was like they were ugly, but they did look better than just black gloves
Yeah.
up to your wrist, I think. And they
Yeah.
actually had way better grip. That's what I
Yeah.
used for like the Indian rope swings and stuff. Like
Yeah.
if you would with a tractor grip handle and like these yellow interlining gloves. Like, but yeah, I definitely had to shake that shit.
There's a
But
thing.
was
for
that?
sure.
But I'm saying, was that an intentional thing of you
Well-
being like, all right, I'm gonna lose this, like the
Yeah, I
gloves
started
and the
riding-
clean
I did-
cut, like
yeah.
I'm gonna do the mohawk and the taxi driver.
Yeah,
like, was that an
rode without a
intentional-
vest and 12 honkies probably for that, and lost the gloves. Try to do like a really big kind of like triple ups and just try to shake that old kind of like ski boarder, young kind of like competitive spinner kind of vibe, and like have the song be like a little bit more grittier. And
Yeah.
kind of,
There's
you're right.
something
It
to
was kind of
say.
like a
Well,
reshaping.
it was like a
of it.
rebrand a little bit, and I just
Yeah.
always wondered like if that was an intentional thing. If you're like, man, I'm done with
Well-
this, like I want to do this, or if it was just a time when you're just like that was just who you were, was just wild, and
Maybe
you were
naturally,
just like, you know,
yeah.
like-
So what I'm gonna say is when you become pro at the age that Parks and I did, that's before. I don't know if it's your frontal lobe or whatever. I'm just joking.
Like,
no, but you
mean-
are making bad decisions. You're
Right.
13, 14,
Oh, yeah,
15. so
100%.
you're like, this is cool. And then you like turn 17 and,
And
you're
you're
like,
a product of
that's
your-
not
yeah.
cool. And you like sort of gotta go,
Right.
like, you know.
You're a
it's-
product of the environment too. I was raised like I learned to wakeboard from Zane and Briscoe, and like so like and I grew up water skiing. I wore gloves my whole life. Every skier, like everyone, like wore gloves. So
Yeah, of course.
I feel like when I was younger and I was wearing gloves, yeah, they became stupid. And I definitely did get made fun of in the earlier stages, but that's probably why I wanted to like probably kind of shake them. But I mean, for the time though,
Yeah.
I still like if you want better grip in wakeboarding, like it's like.
Wear
And,
gloves.
and it's good that they faded out. I'm not saying we need to bring gloves back anymore because I feel like the new handles, like no one's using like rubber grips anymore. They have like really nice suede, like
Yeah, dude,
they have
those-
like all
those
kind of inks, like
those tractor
like
grips,
handle grips
those
from
things
all the
would
companies come
kill.
along with.
Those tractor grips, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, that's how you get the real gritty hands. You ain't getting no blood on
I
these
mean,
suede.
yeah, you would bleed after the set, dude.
So for example, even the board pants were because when I was rollerblading, you didn't wear shorts rollerblading. You never would. Like that was a
Right.
kooky thing.
Is that why Jingos were big and long?
Yeah, like
well, also
so
too,
they
like
would
it was
fit
a
over
little
your board pant. They
It
would
was
sew
also
knee
too
pads.
a little bit of padding because, dude, you're rollerblading and like
Yeah, you
you're
shin
bare
you shin
shins
around.
and you're just shinning and like,
No,
dude.
so that's what.
Same with skate too. Like that's why everybody wore pants.
So that's
when
why
they
I
were inside.
was like,
Yep.
what if I wakeboarded in pants since I never rollerblade in shorts? Like
Right.
it could be
Yeah.
this thing. And then we hit up Jet Pilot and I was like, hey, I want board shorts that are pants long. And they were like, this sounds like a horrible idea. And I was like, let's go for it. And 2 years later, it was a horrible idea. But those 2 years, it was
Yeah.
very
But see, that's what
fruitful.
I'm saying. Like, I feel like you too. Like, it was a thing, and then all of a sudden, it wasn't a thing, and then it was like you got the dreads, and you started doing the muska, and you like weren't rollerblading anymore. So that's what I was saying. Like, was
Yeah,
that
we all
it?
grow.
Was
We all
that-
grow up and go.
I guess, too.
Like
Yeah,
Shane was
yeah,
saying,
right.
like we were 13, 14 years
right.
old, and it's kind of
So you
we're a
gotta-
whole different. I mean, the person you are when you're 22 and the person you are when you're
Right.
14 years old is like you shouldn't be up. They shouldn't be the same. If they are the same,
Right.
you know.
And
You'll
you're just
learn a lot.
and you're just like, for better or for worse, like you're growing up in the spotlight during that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you have the public eye on like every move you make. Where like I'm sure I did some like pretty whack, like, you know, some shit that I definitely wouldn't want to look back on. And you guys are like on the covers of magazines and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
It's
it
like-
was still the good old days.
Oh,
Like
it was the good old days,
and
for
nowadays
sure,
social media,
but, like-
yeah, the spotlight's truly on you. But
That
yeah.
late
I mean-
90s was the best generation I think that will ever exist because there was so much good stuff that happened in the
Yeah.
late 90s, early
Early
2000s.
2000s,
I mean,
yeah.
movies are very questionable. They make a lot of really bad
Yeah.
jokes and but it's still it was a moment. It was such a ska music, puka shell necklaces, no
Just say it,
doubt.
Shane, no doubt.
No
Just say it.
doubt.
Just say it,
No
Shane.
doubt. That's what I'm
Dude,
talking about.
yeah.
That was my stuff, you know? But no, like things were it was like a
And yeah, that was definitely the heyday of wakeboarding. I feel like too, you know, like the Fuel TV days, like the X Games days,
yeah.
like there was, you know, everybody had budgets. People wanted to do TV shows. We were flying around the world. I mean, all of us were just, you know, flying around the world doing cool shit, and I was filming it, and you guys were doing it. And
yeah.
you know what
No,
I'm
it's a
saying?
Beautiful
It was
time,
like-
man. Yeah, it's good
that
era,
was like
man.
a great,
yeah,
that
you
was
gotta
a great
appreciate
time,
them
you
days,
know?
man. We were just talking about how you used to film for the Pro Tour
Yeah,
and shit
dude.
back, and that was probably like
So I think
05,
that started,
06,
dude,
07.
I don't even
Maybe it'd be
know
later.
how. I think it was about 06 because I was already out of Full Sail and I'd gotten that HVX, that like P2 camera, right when it first
P2
came
was
out.
great.
right when the P2 first came out, no more tapes, like no more any of that. It was the first camera, like pro camera that shot to like a memory card. And dude, like a 8 gig memory card was like almost $3,000. Like it was just insane.
But it
at
also
the
had
time.
it had the chance to shoot. You could shoot to tape too, correct?
No, that was the DV. That was the DVX.
Okay.
Remember the DVX, which was like the skate cam. It was the first one that did the 24p, and everybody wanted that.
Yeah.
And that was the DVX. And then so basically, it was like its big brother, and it shot to memory card instead of shooting to mini DV. And anyway, yeah, I had that camera, and I was shooting. I was still kind of in the volume days, and Sean Osborne got my number and was like, "Dude, you have this camera. We need you to go shoot." And it was the draft of like the King Awake like drafts that we would always do. Remember, we'd always go to OWC like the night before the contest, and everybody would like do their little pick team things and all that. Yeah, I remember that. So they would always fly in like that night, and they were like, "Oh, we didn't realize we had to film this thing like early of them like picking their teams and stuff." So I went
to sub you in.
Yeah, so I went and shot it, and was just like, yeah, they were like, "All right, cool." Gave me the footage. Or I gave them the footage, like, you know, and Ozzy was like, "Oh yeah, I'll send you a check." And like I thought that was kind of it, and then he hit me up literally like a week later and was like, "You want to go to Canada to the tour stop?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go, dude." And like. Yeah, so that was like a great time in my life, like getting picked up with those guys, like Osborne
and now you
Sharon.
get to travel the tour, traveling the
Sean, dude, that crew was so sick back in the day,
so we
too.
did
Sean Osborne, Neil, Sharon, Ryan.
We had a solid like 8-year run.
Will
probably
was
tour.
doing-
Will was
yeah.
announcing. You were announcing some of them, and then I mean that kind of snowballed into the Fuel TV days. We were doing all the blue carpets. We were doing the first hands. Like I think you and I shot some together with Grub. Like.
Yep.
Dude, we went out to this crazy train bridge. I remember, dude, I was like,
This is
shitting,
with
dude, I was shitting
Robbie
my
Hatcher and the
pants.
Vertigo crew,
with the
bungee
Vertigo
jumping.
crew. But they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna go to this bridge," and we hiked out on this train bridge, and we were on top of the bridge, like obviously no guardrails, no nothing, just straight train tracks, and that was it. And then we get there, and I'm like, "All right, this is where we're jumping," and they're like, "Well, we're gonna tie up down here under the bridge." And so, dude, we were under the bridge like all day, Grub, and everybody got like.
But you had to
20,
walk. You had to
30
walk.
jumps.
You had to walk out there too with no. Like,
Yeah,
safety,
no safety,
lines,
like, yeah, it was
3 points of
just-
contact, like
ooh,
knees
yeah.
on the inside of an I-beam, scooching 200-300 feet straight
I
down.
remember
It
you
was
telling me about
when you
it.
don't know
Dude,
you're
I
signed
was-
up for that. Yeah, how'd you feel about that?
Dude,
Like,
I literally had like one little lanyard with a carabiner on my camera. And I had my camera filming you guys the whole time. So it was like, I couldn't really hold on to anything with my hands. So I was just like death gripping that I-beam with my thighs, dude. I was just like, and it was windy that day too, I remember. And it was just, man, that was rough. And then you guys asked me at the end of the shoot, it was like, "Yo, you want to jump? You want to get some jumps in?" Like, you know, and I've just been out there for like 7-8 hours, like straddling this thing. I'm like, just get me off of this.
yeah.
This
Are you
bridge.
sure? He was like, "No, I'm done. My heart rate's been
Yeah.
racing long enough." dude."
Right. But to my credit, I did jump with you guys. It was you, Byerly, Ruck. It was after one of the tour stops.
When the
one night.
Billabong was that the Billabong? Or one of those, maybe.
I think it was one of
One
the
time
tour
in-
stops
yeah,
in
yeah.
Portland or something. What was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
high bridge? Remember the high bridge they would call
Right,
it?
right,
Like,
yeah,
we did it at
maybe
night.
not the Billabong,
Like, dude, that
bus
was
night, but
like,
yeah, the high
that
bridge
was-
was and that's
that
a
was
good
a scary
drive down
one.
there.
That's man. I've still never got to jump at the Vertigo boys. Like
Dude,
this is.
it's scary. I did one jump and I was like, all right, I'm
Shout
good,
out Vertigo
guys. I'm
crew.
good.
Yeah, we're gonna get them on here one time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Robbie
Yeah,
Hatcher's
Robert.
definitely coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely we were talking about when we poached the building that night with Byerly and Grub.
Yeah.
Grub, we told that story on episode 1 with Grub. But
Mhm.
yeah, there's some Robbie will put you into some situations that'll hit
Dude,
where
Grub-
when he
Grub-
looks at you, he's like, "You'll be okay. Move slow. Be safe." You're just like,
Okay.
I mean, what you look around, you're in the woods. Just like that's the only inspo you have to like
Yeah.
sponge and grab.
And he's the
onto.
one in charge. So if he says
Yeah.
you're okay, you're like, fuck it, I might be okay then.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are some of
So,
the
yeah.
What are some of the crazier things on tour? What you remember? Because those tour days were always the best. Like that was
I remember
Prime
one
time
year.
tour.
I remember one year we were in Ackworth, and we always had to set up and do the like winning run the night of, like the final night of the contest. So we had to put this little montage together. This was pre-Instagram, but I think it went on WWA's like YouTube channel or something. But we just had to do like the like first place run followed by like a little quick podium shot, and then that was it. And so we were up one night, and some of the boys were partying like in this room next door, like whatever. And so the cops show up and literally everybody next door just like slams the doors. Like everybody's just quiet, silent. And we're there just sitting there editing, and we just happen to have our door propped open. And, you know, of course, we're like having a couple beverages, whatever. So because we had, you know, 3 or 4 hours of work at the end of the night. But
you're the only ones working. Everyone else is partying.
we're the only ones working, and the cops roll up on us and they kick us out of the room. They're like, we've been getting calls all night, and blah, blah, blah. We're like, dude, it's not us. Like, we just have to do this. And dude, Ozzy was stressing so bad. Like, I think he finished it like in the car. We went to, there's like that McDonald's right next door or something, and he like
he had to go to another motel across the street.
Literally like just to plug his hard drive in and just like,
was it some of the other wakeboarders?
Yeah. It was some of the other wakeboarders from the thing. So that was like
that's pretty funny.
But yeah,
that was
dude,
the same hotel. That was the same hotel you planked at, Shane. That was the greatest plank of all time.
No, that was Ackworth.
Yeah, the motel.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was
Ackworth.
the greatest plank of all time.
You remember planking? I don't know. A lot of the young listeners won't remember this, but it was like where you got on, like you balanced on it and you just laid flat.
You just laid there.
You just laid there.
But Shane did this plank to where there was 2 motel balconies about like 15 feet apart from each other, and he took 2 wakeboard ropes and like tied them together, and then he like scooched out and just laid on these 2 ropes like 20 feet above the ground, and just on these 2 wakeboard ropes just for a plank,
just for the photo,
for a fucking plank. What do you?
Just for a viral
And you
sensation.
make fun of me for making a Leonardo Jack Dawson Lives at it. You're the one planking on ropes.
Yeah, but that was the greatest plank ever. We just said it.
True, yeah. Damn it, I did just say it.
No.
Dude, there was another time I remember. So this was a few years later, like maybe 09, 10, something like that. And I used to do all the Hyperlight team trips, all the Byerly team trips and stuff. So I got pretty close with a lot of those guys. And Rathy was like super close homie. And I remember we were rigging some GoPros on one of the rails one day, and like the jet ski got like tangled up in one of the ropes, and like
That's no good ever.
yeah. And so, dude, I was on the back, so I wasn't even technically driving, but dude, like everyone, I kind of got blamed for it. But dude, we were like in course for like Rathy's run, and like he had to do his whole run over, and like
Because y'all were like had the rope.
yeah,
you sucked it up,
exactly.
you're
And
just
dude,
like,
he was like his first pass, like he was definitely gonna like win, and then like they did it over, and he just like fell like on his first trick or something. I remember being like, dude, I don't want to see him like coming off the dock, like all that. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Gives you
I'm
those
so
competitive
sorry.
vibes after,
Yeah,
dude. They're pretty,
exactly, dude.
pretty
That was
intimate. They'll
like-
rip into you.
Yeah, so that was one of the only times that like really we really interrupted, you know,
Yeah.
And think about it from afar too, because now it looks like the jet skis sucked up the
exactly.
rope, and like you're on the back is like I think it's on the dude on the back who had a chance to like save it,
Right.
Even though it wasn't, you got a camera, you're like we were
just rigging GoPros.
It's
you know,
really
we
the
were
driver's
just
fault,
like,
but it
yeah.
doesn't optically. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like that probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, just so many stories with all the boys, like Travis and, you know, just everybody in the boat, dude. I mean, this might be a little controversial, but like, I think I might have spent more time in a boat filming wakeboarding than like any other person. I mean, dude,
Damn,
there's
what a hot
solid-
take. Hot take, man.
Yeah, anybody, I don't know, anybody wants
very
to,
arguable.
anybody
That's a
wants
lot
to,
of years on tour right there, and
dude,
that's
like
real
10
hours.
years, and I'm talking like 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, filming every heat from the
And
boat.
we're not talking
all
about the
that.
volumes or
Yeah, we're not talking about the volume
days.
days. We're not talking about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Just 10 years straight there, and then all the Red Bull, all the signature series, all the wake the lines, all the.
But in boat, dude.
like-
Shane's catching up with you, dude.
Catching up.
Shane's been filming from the boat at the Pro Tours.
Yeah, I'm
You're the
in there
boat
now,
guy?
taking
Yeah.
over.
I'll tell you, we
taking
miss
over.
your steady hands, though.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. Shay doesn't. Shay did a good job.
yeah.
Shane gets to hear all the good dialogue in the boats of the.
It's
the
like some of the
judges,
best
kinda
Who's
like-
who's in the boat now? Like who's judging? Who's driving?
Reed
who's-
Hansen,
nice.
Jamie Lapina. We have Chad every now and then.
Okay, yeah.
The
Reed
third
Hansen,
one's
Chat. Oh yeah.
Trevor
Chad
Hansen's
Sharp.
driving. Yeah, Chad Sharp every now
Yeah,
and then.
Chad Sharp.
Not this year, but in past years.
Chad Lowe sometimes.
Chad Lowe sometimes.
Mhm.
The third one sort of swaps, but it's usually Jamie, Aaron Reed, and then Trevor's driving. So it's just great banter.
Dude,
It's
that's
so
awesome.
much fun.
I'd love to be in there with
Yeah.
Aaron. I haven't heard or seen Aaron in.
Oh no, not Aaron
years,
Reed.
so-
Reed
not-
Hansen.
Didn't you say Aaron Reed though?
No, I said Reed.
Oh,
I said Reed Hansen. So it's both of the Hansen brothers. But
Got you,
yeah,
got
no,
you,
I haven't
got
got to see Aaron Reed in a long time either. But he did call into the podcast whenever we had Hampson on.
Yeah, we did have Danny on recently. Didn't you do his first hand too? Or
Yeah, we won a Wake Award 2006
shit.
for the
Oh, yes.
best wake skate part.
That's it.
Yeah.
What
Nice.
video was that?
For volume, one of the volumes, he had the like pro spotlight thing, and dude, we worked hard on those, dude. We would film for like a couple months sometimes, and dude, that was like wake
Danny
skating.
goes hard when he films too. Like the way he wanted to get his tricks into the flats. Like those falls like easy if you're committing to that shit. Like
and those guys would obviously, everybody would want to like do tricks behind the boat, have stuff with winching, you know, like have gaps. So it's like, dude, we were going all over Florida and like. Dude, we did one with Nick Taylor as well, like going to his spot, like out in the island,
That
and
place
he had
is
all
sick
these
up
little
in
flat bars,
North
like
Florida.
hidden in the little like mangroves and stuff. You know, like no, this was before that. This was just like in the Anna Maria Island days.
Okay,
like, when he still lived on the
right,
island.
you're right,
like, yeah, before the Swanee up there. Dude, that's another one. Remember that Red Bull we did? Remember that swamp project that we did in Louisiana? That was a long. Remember we had Jordy was like rigging those underwater lights.
Water
in, like, the
and
middle
water.
of the
You remember the
night.
water
the
cannon?
water
You
cannons.
would come
like,
off this rail. We had like a water cannon that just goes. And there was like all these lights on it. It was like in the swamps and the cypress trees of like Louisiana. It was in December, cold
Freezing
as balls,
cold,
dude. Like
that might be one of the most brutal
like
shoots.
it was
Like we were talking about
it
working
was like
hard for a
35
part.
degrees
like,
or something crazy.
That's
like,
crazy.
And in Louisiana.
Yeah. And we had Jordy Klein. So it was
Jordy
Klein.
And dude, like this was before LED lights, before any of that. He had like generators up on the bank with like underwater extension cords, like
Jordy
plugging in
rolls-
these lights.
Jordy
like, dude,
rolls
this
deep.
was
Jordy, don't joke.
I mean, dude, that was a crazy one. That was like pretty early on
That's a
too.
good
I
call.
don't remember what.
I watched some of that footage the other day on the Red Bull.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
We need to get Jordy Klein on this thing, dude.
Yeah. He hits me up every now and then.
His dad is like legend underwater, kind of the pioneer. He created like some of the first underwater housings, like when they shot like a lot of the James Bond stuff was all shot by his dad.
Was
so
it
he was
Jacques Cousteau or no? I could be wrong about that. Underwater Jaws stuff.
I can't back up some fact that you just pulled up, but you might. I'm not saying it right or
I
wrong.
think it
But
might
I
be.
don't, if you're
I
off,
think
if you're off by 100 years on this stat, I don't want the repercussions of it.
Yeah, that could be wrong.
Just
It definitely could be wrong.
No.
No, I don't think Jacques Cousteau was that long ago, but yeah, he definitely did. Jordy and his dad are legends in the water filming game.
First time a base jumped was out of Jordy's chopper with Plammer for the documentary, kind of like skydive thing that we did the wake base at the end. And man, yeah, I've known Jordy for a while. We did the first time I ever went out to Blue Lake. You know, Blue Lake, we shot Prime, all that shit.
Yeah.
First time I went out there was 14, and we flew out there doing a Conley shoot. And it was like Bruce Klim's uncle's like dad owned it at the time. Zane, this is when Zane like broke his tib and fib, and then like went to the hospital. It was a crazy day, but it was like it's crazy how much more we went out to that lake over the years and stuff.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, come on, Jordy, let's go, baby.
Yeah, Jordan, we'll get him on. What do you think? Should we hit him with some rapid fires?
Wrapping that thing up, dude.
Rapid fire.
Just
ready?
relax. Just
Are you
relax.
ready?
Let's go.
Could get heated.
They never get heated.
No,
You
they don't
really
get heated. I'm just joking.
Every Shane always tries to scare everyone.
I know. I do like to get it intimidated.
I am a little scared.
Yeah,
I'm a little
all right.
intimidated.
Here we go. Favorite music artist
Ooh. Wow. All time.
all time?
I have to say Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Give it up for Bob.
Straight
Yeah.
Shout out, Bob. Favorite music video you've worked on?
Ooh.
Rapid fire.
Let's see.
Don't
Rapid,
you
rapid,
can
rapid, rapid.
don't be afraid. No one's really going to listen to this. So that you're gonna, don't be worried about hurting people's feelings.
No. I'm
it.
just literally just trying to think back. Like, dude, I mean, I've done like 30, 40 music videos at this point. So I'm just like, what's
Yeah, I guess it's a big old beautiful blur at this point.
Yeah, dude, I like that you say that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so I will say the Janae Pussy Fairy video because it got like 130 million views or something.
thanks.
So that's
Sick.
like
I watched that earlier.
definitely like one of the biggest ones, and that was cool. It was super DIY. Like we shot that during COVID, and it was just like all of it came together. We were just in a dance studio, and just it was like sometimes you don't need a huge set, huge budget, whatever, for something to just pop off. It's just
Right.
kind of the right time, and it was cool.
That's it.
Yeah.
Favorite pointless shirt you made?
Probably the UCD. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's solid. I like the lion one too. I think it's a little unfortunate because I don't really rock the like red.
Yeah.
But, like if that one would have been a black and white, or like maybe we would have did some other colorways.
What was cool with it too is whenever it got wet, you saw the print behind the lion. There was like another print behind.
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
you were
really? I
rocking
didn't
that.
really notice that.
Yeah, you would rock that like over your vest and stuff sometimes.
So
Yeah,
there's
cool.
a print that's the same color as the shirt.
It's like super
like a
faded.
maroon,
It's like a very.
But whenever it gets
transparent.
wet, the print stays the same color, but the shirt gets darker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any more? Do you have a lot of those?
Yeah. We got some more of
I don't
those.
think I've ever had one of those.
My dad has one of those. Shout out my dad. He still rocks his
Yeah,
pointless.
yeah, baby.
He still rocks his pointless shirt.
I love that.
Yeah.
Favorite wakeboarder?
Favorite wakeboarder. Dude, when I was growing up, I'm gonna say Greg Nicrasen, dude, because he
I
was
like
when
that.
I was growing
Shout out
up.
Greg, baby.
Yeah, when I was growing up, he was like the guy that those elephants and stuff. What was
Yeah.
that monkey on a string or something?
yeah.
Those big elephants and just dude. Yeah,
McCracken
that was-
is cool.
yeah, he's a G.
Orlando or LA?
Oh, shit, man. I'm gonna say LA.
LA.
Man.
Can't give it a shout out, but
Well,
What do you miss about filming Wake?
ooh, being in the boat, dude.
being in the
Spending some
boat.
time in the boat. No, dude, all of it, man. It was just such a crazy time. Like we were all just like making stuff happen. And dude, I was with BT the other day and he was telling me about, he's like, oh, remember when you made that like cable cam thing? And like, dude, I remember we just used to come up with all these ideas and just kind of making stuff so DIY and like just trying to do little dollies or like just anything to
That's cool.
bring
You kind of inspired.
Yeah,
you
like
probably
just-
inspired BT to do the
Oh,
drive the Sea-Doo by the
right.
ropes.
Yeah,
the,
maybe.
the riderless Sea-Doo.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Remember the solo? Remember that?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the little boat
Jerry
thing?
Nunn. Jerry Nunn was sponsored by him and had always promoting those
Dude,
things. But the
did
little
you guys
solo.
ever ride behind one of those?
No.
Nah.
I always
I always wanted to too.
yeah, I always wanted
It's
to
a
try
genius
it. It was
idea.
like, and
It
then
really
it was
is
what?
a
It was
cool
just like
idea.
a pressure thing. So when you drop the handle, it like lets off
it
the
went off, and I think it
throttle,
did a
then,
jet
like,
ski kind of like turn around,
where it
or
would just
maybe
lock
or
up
just
and
stop, maybe
yeah.
probably so it doesn't suck up the rope
Dude.
and shit. But
We should find one of those. That would be a
that
great
would be cool.
viral little clip. is,
Jerry
like,
Nunn's
bringing
probably
one of those
got
back.
some
He's definitely got one.
If anybody's got a solo,
old nunnery.
we're looking for one.
nunnery.
Shooting or editing?
Shooting, 100%.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, some people really like editing.
Yeah.
I don't, but what would you most like to shoot?
Ooh.
Like what? Sport or sort of
Yeah, I
movies
mean,
or what do you
Honestly, I've gotten to do some pretty incredible things. I'm pretty grateful for all of it. But being here in Florida this week and being a little bit brainwashed, I'd say some rockets, dude. Like I haven't done any space stuff.
There we go.
Dude. There
Now
we
we're
go.
talking,
I want to
dude.
go to space.
If you need a key
dude.
grip, dude,
Like,
I'm with you, dude. I'll help you.
yeah.
Dude, when's the next one,
So-
PB?
I'm not exactly sure. I should know that.
All right. What number am I thinking of?
67,842.
Nope.
Okay.
I did ask you sort of earlier. So, favorite Pro Tour memory?
Pro Tour memory. I'd say just all of it. The big, beautiful blur, man. Just
The big,
10
beautiful
years
blur,
of just
yeah.
like getting to be with all of you guys and just all the different cities. You know, it's just there's so many times, so many memories. All the guys, like it's just
Yeah.
all good.
How much of a pain in the ass was I whenever we were working on some of the pointless stuff?
Dude, I don't really ever remember any of you being a pain in the ass.
But he also
Yeah.
couldn't remember a Pro Tour victory, or not a victory, but a
Yeah,
Pro Tour
yeah,
memory
remember
either.
a
So I think
specific memory.
there
No,
could be
I
a
had a
lot that
few.
he can't really.
I had a few, but no, honestly,
Elaborate.
like I don't think that we ever.
We didn't really butt heads, but I felt like
No.
sometimes I probably asked you to do things that you were like, you can do this, Shane. Like, you know, and I was like, yeah, but you'll help me, right?
Yeah. No, it was definitely, but like I said, it was that time when, like, dude, I was just happy to be getting going, and like, you guys were like the coolest thing out there. So I was just like, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, I was basically like your intern back then. Like, you guys are
Squad
talking
up.
about interns, but like, you know, I was just always down. And dude, it's like all throughout the years, even like doing like, I remember I did a website for like Daniel Watkins one year and just all kinds of random stuff where it was just like I was always down to just like help out in whatever ways that I could, you know, because it was just like just to be a part and just to be in the industry.
I mean,
and-
you were really helpful to so many people within the industry because you were able to do a lot that we you know, like we didn't have the reach and know a lot of people. And if we were to hire somebody to do a website, it would be super weird, and you would just be hiring some weird, you know, like, but you were a wakeboarder, you were a part of the crew.
And you had
were
the training
there.
full sell. You kind of knew the ways.
You knew
so,
it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I know the Pointless website that we did, I really loved because every website scrolls from up to down, like you scroll down it, and we decided to do it where you scrolled left to right. So it was like a long website, super long this way. And I was like, this was cool because then you could just like shuffle to everybody's pages.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you'd click on a bookmark and it would go all the way
and
to
like
the
each
side.
page had a little bit of like a little overlap thing, so it would like kind of
Just from the
slide
next one,
into
so
the
yeah.
next one.
Oh,
You know
that's
what I'm
good.
saying?
Yeah.
So
You
It
see
was
on
cool. It was a
Instagram.
cool idea. And I remember being like, could we do this? And you were like, yeah, I think we can figure that out.
figure it out.
What's your favorite drink? Man, I know you're not a alcohol drinker. Usually I ask people favorite beers, but
Favorite
what's your
beers.
favorite drink?
Favorite drink? I'm gonna say coconut water.
Coconut water.
What were you drinking in the kitchen earlier? That colorful looking thing.
Oh, that was it was actually like two smoothies that I just kind of combined together. One was a dragon fruit smoothie. The other was some kind
and
of coconut.
you knew the
blue
separation was going to look
spirulina.
like
It was
that. It
like-
looked pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I just kind of had a little bit of both, and I was like, one cup, you know.
This one's a little odd, but if you could be the main character in a movie, what movie would it be?
Jungle Book. Mowgli.
Mowgli.
Yeah.
That's a
yeah.
good
As soon
answer.
as it was
Yeah.
said Jungle Book, and you're like, the snake. You're like,
Baloo the
Uh,
yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, it would be cool to grow up in a jungle, hang out with bears, and
What about
yeah,
you,
you get to
Shane?
like speak to animals and stuff. Like, yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, an easy one would be Superman, because then you get to be Superman. That's pretty dope. But like, even like something crazy, like to be the person, like imagine Fight Club, where you like don't know have like split personalities, and you're like doing crazy cool stuff, and then you like realize that type of, I don't know. There's some fun. Maybe Braveheart.
Oh.
You know.
that doesn't sound fun.
No, not at the end. Okay, and last one. What's next for you, bud?
What's next? Dude, just relaxing, enjoying the rest of this summer. Just kinda
Shooting some rockets.
Yeah, shooting some rockets, dude. Maybe I'll bust my camera out. I brought my R5 with me, so
There you
maybe we'll
go.
shoot some rockets while I'm here. But yeah, dude, honestly, just kind of for the first time in like 20 years, I'm just like taking a little time to like breathe. I've just been kind of like coming down here and coming to see you guys, just kind of taking the summer off and just chilling
Feels
a little
good to
bit.
kind of chillax a little bit, and kind of not feel like you got to grind like constantly the pressure.
Right,
Kinda.
exactly. And it's just like, I don't know, just a bunch of stuff, just kind of realizing like I turned 40 last year, and, you know, just kind of realizing like need to focus on like what's important and really prioritize like just being chill and just free. And it's just not always about the next project or the next gig or whatever, you know, so.
Yeah, I feel
Nice,
like
I
once you
like
get
it.
to about
Yeah.
40, you get to about that halfway point or so. I feel like you can start to like, you could start to step back and like be like, man, I need to absorb this
Right,
shit like
right.
a little bit more.
Well,
And,
that's
like,
what-
kinda like
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the last, like, you know, I've been in LA now since 09, so like 15 years, 16 years. And it's like, I mean, I've done so much cool stuff, but I look back on it. I mean, when I first moved out there were a few years where it's like I did 300 plus days on the road, you know, like I was just going everywhere, dude. I was coming back here a lot. I was flying to Orlando like at least once a month, maybe twice a month. So it was like,
That's
That's
so yeah,
crazy.
so it's like I feel like I've just been nonstop, just like going.
Where's
you
the
know?
next place you're chilling?
So,
Where's the next place you want to go to that kind of fucking take the edge off?
I really
Costa
like
Rica,
Jamaica.
yeah.
Dude, Jamaica is my jam. That's my spot. I kind of want to retire there, just get a little farm, grow some fruit.
You been
just
down there
kinda
a
live.
lot?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
I go down.
So
there
you want
all
to get
the
a
time,
you want to
so-
get a place down there and actually
Yeah, that's kind of my
so-
vibe. Somewhere in the Caribbean, maybe
Now
a
I
boat.
Now I
maybe a
can see the
boat.
Bob Marley
Like-
favorite artist.
Makes
I
sense.
get it makes
Checks out
sense.
now.
Starting to make sense now.
Dude, honestly, that's like
I haven't been to
uh,
Jamaica.
Never been to Jamaica, dude. That would be cool.
You
should
neither,
go,
Shane?
dude.
Yeah, I've never been.
Jamaica is amazing, dude. I love it. It's like my home away from home. It's
What do
like-
you? Is it different? You've been to some other. I've been to a lot of Caribbean.
Yeah.
Kind of,
well, I
but,
mean,
like,
then you understand kind of the vibe and just the culture down there, and it's just not so just like go. It's like, you know, just chill, hang out, go by the beach. Like, you know, like even people that own shops and own stores on there, you know, it's like they're open for a few hours. They make some money for the day, enough to like chill and go. And then it's like, all right, I'm just going to close up shop. You know, it's like go to the beach for the rest of the day. It's like, you know, so it's just, I don't know, it's just a different lifestyle, you know, and like the food and the culture, the music, like everything just really speaks to me.
Seems pretty sick down there. Yeah, I've always wanted to go. Might have to go down there. Maybe when you set up,
yeah, dude.
I'll come down
Yeah,
there.
let us
Place.
know. We'll
Yeah.
come down. We'll come down.
Shane's a bit of a green thumb.
Yeah.
Dude.
I
There you
can.
go. Let's go.
Every time I try to grow some veggie plants, though, they die. So don't.
Yeah.
I might not be able to help you there, but I know a thing or two about some orchids.
Yep. I remember the first time I went to your house, you had like so many orchids, and that was really surprising to me the first time I met you. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like
that was it. Is I still do have a bunch of orchids. I got a lot of other
Orchid
little
arena,
plants
dude.
now. Yeah.
Orchids are really hard to keep alive.
Yes and no. It's
just-
most of the time people try to tend to them too much, overwater them. These things are pretty solid, not getting a lot of water, but a lot of like airflow. So
Yeah.
hanging them outside on some trees or getting that little wind. Big on that. They're big on that.
I think the only thing I could be proud of that I've ever really can like grow is actually my pineapple, which
Yeah,
is
I was
on the
just-
table. I'm gonna go grab it.
Parks is going to grab his pineapple right now. He's really proud of this.
Dude, it's worth
Yeah.
it.
A pineapple's
I'd say
good. It's
so.
not a huge pineapple, but it's a good pineapple. It'll taste
Pineapple
nice.
is really a labor of love, you know, because
Yeah.
like it takes a
It
lot of work.
takes a long
and
time.
They don't
just pop
it's
out.
just
and-
one. It's just one. It's not like you're getting a whole bundle or a whole
No,
bushel.
you really got to put a lot of effort into that thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
There it
this
is.
guy. This is how excited he is. Parks has never walked out.
Yeah.
Show him the gold side though.
Well, it's-
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, I probably picked it a little under, right?
Yeah, it's a little. It's
beautiful.
It's not a Publix size
kinda looks nice,
pineapple.
though.
It looks really good. This guy's just, you can tell how strong it is.
I mean, really, you don't have to do anything to it, really. I don't know why I'm really bragging about this thing, considering I just cut it off and just literally
Hey.
throw it on the ground.
be proud, bud.
Be very proud.
They're
You know,
they're actually
the-
really sweet. They're like the filet mignon of fruit. This thing is like unreal.
like in the European like 1700s, I think, something like that. Like in the whole king queen days or whatever, like pineapples were worth like millions of dollars in today's equivalent dollars. Like they
Damn,
were
that's
so
like-
rare.
that's
Like
what I'm
they were
talking
so
about, filet
rare
mignon,
that they
like-
would
Yeah,
come.
but
they
they
would
al-
have pineapples and they wouldn't even eat them. Like
Yeah,
they
but-
would just invite people over to like come
Just
look
to
at my
look at
pineapple.
it, and they would just go,
Like,
"Oh my
yeah.
god, it's amazing."
But they also
Yeah.
didn't know anything because they fed lobsters to all the prison inmates. They're like, this is
yeah.
a roach of the sea.
yeah.
And then
Sea
they're like,
roaches.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then now we love.
Do you think there's?
Lobster
Do you think
and
any?
pineapples
You think
are just-
anybody went to jail like, and then they got kicked out of? They got released, and then they're like,
Yo,
no. It's way better than fish, dude. We all got to get arrested at the same time. And just like,
we'll have a good night.
we'll have a good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Never eaten lobster in my life.
What do you mean?
I've been a vegetarian since I was 11.
But you
But
still should
one,
have had
but
one.
one exception. I mean, since you were 11, that's pretty impressive. You never, you held strong, huh? Damn.
Yeah.
But hey, if there was one meat that you would take one bite of, and you could dress it up any way you want, like, would you think a good buttery lobster bite would be good? You know,
I don't know.
What do you
I
think?
don't
What
know,
would
dude.
you pick?
I mean, none of that really like appeals to me
but
at all.
what is the most appealing? Even though it's all not
A
appealing,
burger?
Right,
Like
right.
It's gotta
big
be one
of
bite
a
of burger.
burger?
Like,
maybe some fish or like something lean like that. Maybe
Sushi
seafood
roll? I
or
can't
something.
believe you don't
like-
even-
Filet mignon's
You don't
really
even-
lean.
I feel like you could be pescatarian and kind of get into that a little bit. If you-
I mean, I don't know. I just, at this point, like, dude, because I
Let's
used
talk,
to have
no. Let's talk about this. I'm just
But dude, when I was a kid, when I first started, my parents used to be like, "Oh, I'll give you like $50 to take a bite of this burger," and like, you know, my
Really?
friends would be like, "Oh,
And
I
you
got
would not
20," and like
buckle.
people
At 11.
dude, like 11.
That's good self-control at 11 years old when all your friends are just eating chicken tenders and nuggets and you're just like,
Yeah, and
Give me your
growing up
fridge
in
right.
like Texas, Arkansas, when everything's like
right,
barbecue,
yeah. It's not
fried
like,
food,
it's not like you're
everything's
smoothie stores down the street.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up like my grandfather had a farm. I like helped him like kill chickens and like castrate cows and stuff when I was a
Is there
little
one,
kid.
what do you
so-
think did it for you? Like what pushed you over the edge to like make that call at
well,
11 years old? Because that's pretty like,
Yeah,
people usually do that later. Like did
Right.
something happen like when you were
honestly,
younger?
what it was like I said, I grew up on a farm, so I kind of saw all the like what goes into how
process,
food gets
yeah.
made. But it was Bob Marley like I had this Bob Marley CD
Three
when I was a
Little
kid.
Birds.
Yeah, I had the CD when I was a kid, and I just listened to it like obsessively. And then as soon as we got the internet, the first thing I did on the internet, I was just used to look up stuff and just read stuff because I mean, what would you do with the internet in like 96 or 95?
I'll tell you.
It was like
I'll tell
AOL.
you.
like-
I'm just joking.
I mean, it's like you
LimeWire,
sign up- yeah, it's
Napster.
like there was definitely some Napster days, but it's just the internet. Not everybody had websites and stuff, so it was like I just read about stuff. But anyway, I was super obsessed with Bob, and I used to read about him. And then I saw that he was Rastafari. I clicked Rastafari, and it was like most Rastafaris follow a vegetarian diet. And I was like, what is that? Never even heard of it, living in Texas, growing up there. So literally read the
We don't
words.
speak them words right here, boy.
Exactly. So 11 years old, I read that, and it was like vegetarian is someone who does not eat meat to live or whatever. And I was just like, whoa, because literally that's
You
been
thought
my
you
whole.
had to,
Yeah, that was
probably,
my whole
eat
life.
it,
I
yeah.
never even knew that was an option, and so literally since that day, I've just never went back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because I could even imagine that we made bad decisions when we were talking about it earlier. He wore gloves. I invented board pants. You decided to go vegetarian and never turned back. It's wild.
Yeah. It works for me. I don't know.
It's good.
At this point, it's like I'm so deep that I don't really know any other way. So
Well, maybe before you leave, we'll slice up the filet mignon of fruit and let you get a little filet before you. Before you
I'd
get
love
out of
that.
the-
No, it's good.
Should we do a little, maybe a couple of quick trivia?
Oh,
Unless we got
Hit him with some trip.
I got a
Some
couple.
trivia?
Hit him with some trip.
Got a couple little fun ones.
So it's all vegetarian based.
It's all vegetarian based. It's going to be a big advantage for Brandon on this one. So, all right, let's get
what do we got?
we'll get this thing popping. So this is closest to the pin. You don't got to get it right on the head. I'm not asking you to name a certain name. It's pretty much like how far is Miami from us? Who guesses the closest gets the point.
All right.
So
Is it Florida?
Megan,
So it's
yeah.
Florida.
no
trivia?
no trip. Actually, one question could be argued that it may be Florida, but
Okay.
all right, boys, you both love filming. What year was the motion picture camera patented?
Ooh,
Brandon, you can go first on this one.
patented.
It's only about 10 years after it was invented. So
27.
I was
so
gonna-
wait, what's 1927 you said?
1927.
Yeah, I was gonna guess around the 30s, so I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna go to 31.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1891, sorry.
Wow.
Brandon,
Wrong.
you get the
Oh.
you were closest. So
I-
1920, you're both off
We're
by
still,
about
in the
30 years
wrong
or so.
century, but
I've noticed
yeah.
that when we do this, everyone guesses a little high on all the years. Like people think it's fascinating that people think
Yeah.
shit happened.
I didn't think
way
that.
later.
But I
Honestly-
mean, patented in the late 1800s.
that's what I was gonna say. I knew
It says
I knew
it says it was invented in the 1880s by Thomas Edison and William Dixon, and it was patented in 1891.
I didn't even know patents were a thing in the 1800s. Like I didn't know when did patents start?
Probably
That's a good
Edison.
question.
I guarantee you,
And
Edison
actually, that's
started
the
that.
next question. That
Yeah. I guarantee you, Thomas Edison started that. It was like, you know what? I just made a light bulb. These people,
Yeah,
it's
right.
like-
Trust me,
Yeah,
they're
it's
all
Like
on
I
my
need
shit
to.
right
Like
now.
I need to.
I know where it's going. All right, you ready, Shane? You ready for this one?
Yeah,
You're first
I'm
to
up.
guess. Brandon up 1-0. Shane, how many movies has Tom Cruise starred in? A fact that everybody's dying to know, probably.
I'm going to say, I said 1931 last time. I'm going to say 31 again this time.
Damn, back-to-back 31s for Shane.
I'm definitely gonna say higher. I'm gonna say 57. Even that's probably low.
57. I think you actually win 45 movies. I think Brandon might get it by a little bit. 31. I think Shane's 14 off. And then you said 45 movies. You said 52,
I said 57.
57.
Ooh, I think I do get it. I'm 30.
No, he's 12 off. It was 45 movies. He's 12 off. You were.
Yeah.
Yep. Brandon back to back just
But
by
was close.
just by a little bit
A
on
little
that one,
bit,
dude.
though. Yeah.
Have a
See,
cool
I was
So-
thinking maybe, I know he's been in movies, but I was thinking maybe like star, like.
They're
name
both
and
relatively
stuff, yeah.
good guesses. You were like just on the outside.
Yeah.
We did a Red Bull thing where we let Tom Cruise come and rip the F1 car at the Willow Springs track.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Was
And
pretty-
dude,
He
nicest
gets to
guy.
do so much shit.
Dude, he was the coolest guy ever. And
That's pretty
we had this whole talk like they were like, no one talked to him. Like only the director and the safety director can talk to Tom Cruise, and literally gets on set and he's just like, hey man, I'm Tom. Like, dude, just like the coolest guy. Like, dude.
And you're like,
Great
you
story.
look around.
Yeah,
you're like,
is
oh,
this-
should
is
I
this
talk to you?
cool? Like,
Hello.
but yeah,
It's
dude.
crazy. Joey said the same thing about Robert De Niro.
I told
like,
him when he told me the Tom Cruise story, I said the same thing about De Niro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guess that you don't want like Tom Cruise showing up in like every sound dude, every like key grip dude, just like loved you and
Yeah, but dude, shout out Tom Cruise. He was super cool.
No,
He was
shout
super
out
cool
Tom
dude.
Cruise.
He was definitely like as nice as you think he would be, like just super chill. So,
I love how like anything he wants to do, he just writes the movie for it.
right.
And he's probably done this with like all the girls he's
Everything.
probably wanted to kiss or like anything. He's just like, no, but he's like, he wants to do a movie on the space station. And I got so mad. I was like, this motherfucker, dude, just like gets to go to the space station because he's like,
Because he's
I want to go up there and do my own stunts on the space station. And I was like, I mean, I say it in a hating way just because I'm
Yeah,
jealous.
'cause
but it's
respect.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
It's
Yeah, it
That's
is
why we
brilliant.
gave the
It is
shout out to
brilliant.
It's
Tom.
respect
I-
peppered with hate.
Respectfully, yeah.
Respect peppered with hate. No. All right. So you did two. He's
2-0.
up.
Shane, you got to tighten up, man.
I know.
Shane,
I
you've
never
lost
win
a
this.
lot of
I won.
trivias,
I
man.
won. I think
first one,
against
that was about it.
Hampson.
All right, this was a fun one. You ready, guys? How many fucks were dropped in the movie Wolf of Wall Street?
127.
How many times was a word? Well, it's actually Brandon's guess, but
I think it's
Yeah,
my.
go ahead.
All right, you go. No, you know my
you
guess.
went. You guess first. You guess second. Yep, back to you. And
All right, are you staying at 127?
Saying at
Okay,
127.
I think it's higher than that. I'm gonna say 197.
Well, you guessed higher. You do get the point. However, y'all are both way off. 506 times.
What?
Wow.
It was
Seriously?
said in Wolf of Wall Street.
Jesus,
So-
that's a lot. That's a lot of fucks.
Probably another. Another question that people were dying to know out there.
Yeah, everybody's wondered that. Oh
All right,
man,
so,
so 3
so
up.
3-0.
You're-
Shane, you're going to have to get a couple of these,
I gotta
one of
get-
these
I'll
on
get
the head.
on
You're
the
going to
head.
get one on the
Yeah,
head. You
gotta
get
get
2
it on
points
the
for that. Almost impossible to do the way Shane's guessing tonight. But here we go. Shane, how much did Shamu the whale weigh?
I got this right on the head. I know. Oh man, I have no clue. I'm gonna say
Shamu the whale. You've been to SeaWorld. You probably saw Shamu when you were probably a little tot.
22,231.
Okay, nice, good. Actually, no, I'm just joking.
For a second there, I did
Wait,
think
so
I got
that's
I'm just
so we're
joking,
going
man.
in pounds?
Yeah.
In pounds?
What
said
did you want to go
2,000?
what is it? What
Yeah,
is it?
kilometers is
Kilometers.
No, I was
What
thinking. I was thinking
the
like
fuck?
tons.
Yeah.
I was thinking in tons. You know,
What's that?
I was thinking tons. Okay, so you said 2,000.
I'm way off. I'm way off. I don't know. 2,231.
2,231, we'll say that.
I think that's like. I think you're pretty close there, dude. Because I think it'd be like more than a car, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But the thing is, you don't realize how dense it is. It's a dense thing. It's all,
so
it's all
probably
muscle.
way more. So okay,
Time.
3,200 pounds.
Shane, you're back on the board. 1,984 pounds.
Oh wow,
What'd you guess?
3,200.
Okay.
I went
Yeah.
over you. I would have thought. I would have thought more.
Almost about two
So
times.
1,900 pounds?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So I wasn't-
1,984 pounds. All right.
That was the year I was born. How did I not guess that?
Yeah. Everyone's scratching their head right now. Fucking wondering that one. All right. Another interesting little fact here we're about to learn. And honestly, I feel like I'm doing a really good job on this because people are dying to know this question too. How many hits did Michael Jordan have while playing baseball for the 1 year that he played?
Is it on me?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll say it to you because Shane needs to hit this one on the head
Yep.
so you can give him a little reference. And Shane, this is hittable. You know, this isn't a 1,000 kind of answer.
1 year. How many
year,
hits?
Yep. He only played baseball for 1 year. We actually got to watch him play. I
Wow.
went to a spring training game,
Hey.
watched Michael Jordan play baseball. Never got to watch him play basketball,
cool.
but baseball.
That's cool. That's dope. 19.
19 hits. Good guess. but I don't want to throw a shade out. That's not.
It just sort of threw me off.
No,
with
but I
that
mean,
one.
it could be a bad
I'm
guess.
gonna
I think it's kind of a bad
say.
guess.
I'm
too.
gonna say 26.
I feel like I shouldn't have said that. I feel like I threw Shane off. But that I honestly, before when I was wondering this, I guessed lower too. 88 hits for Michael Jordan.
Okay,
and-
yeah.
but
I mean,
Sorry, Michael.
yeah.
dude,
I mean,
shout
they
out
play a lot of
Michael,
games. That's the
Jordan
thing is they play a lot of games
for
They
those
play
weak
like
ass 88 hits.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I guess it's.
I mean, it's probably
His
one,
swing didn't
almost
look
one
that
a
good.
game.
It
I
was
think
pretty-
they play about.
I don't know much about baseball, so is that a
Well,
lot?
shout
or is
out,
that,
shout out B.
They play-
taking it down.
They play a lot of baseball games in a year, like a lot.
Right.
So the number is always sort of. It's not like they play just a few. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
like they're playing 20 games and you got one a game.
Do they play like 80 games?
I think they play more. I think they play like
100
120 and
games?
something. But I could be
Okay.
wrong.
What on baseball?
In baseball,
Yeah, I
in a
think
season.
160 games or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wow.
So 88 games means one every other game.
Dude, that's like one every other day.
And they do double headers too. Sometimes they play 2 times in one day.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball is wild. That's
Can
why
you imagine
people
having a
don't
double
watch it.
header? That would sounds like a lot, man.
It's sort of messed up. It's like, let's limit the number of games you're playing and make each one a little bit more.
I mean, I think the sport would be better like that, but you can't just go throwing all the pastime records and everything in because once you change that,
Yeah.
then Babe Ruth's record's gone. Pete Rose's hit
But
record's
they weren't,
gone.
I guarantee you, Babe
Ricky
Ruth wasn't
Henderson.
playing 160 games a year.
And no, probably not. But like, I bet but they it wasn't just like 20
No.
either.
No,
It
I
was
get
pretty
it.
close. I think I think they try to keep the parameters kind of like the same on baseball
get
because
it.
they really like to protect the
Right.
history
The
and
integrity.
integrity
the
of it.
brand.
And yeah,
But
and
they've
just
added,
the old,
they've
and the old
added
records,
a lot of
the old
teams,
records.
though, right?
They added teams, but they don't like. You're not doing more innings. You're not doing more. I don't think you really do more games. I think they really try to keep that.
And
But I'm
it's
saying
not,
if there's more
Dude.
teams, you kind of have to play
mean, it's
more against each other to really like
and
match
it's
up,
not
right?
like very like, I mean, it's hard to do and it takes a
Yeah.
long time and a lot of effort, but it's not hard hitting like a
Right.
football game where they need a week to rest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Most
know,
of the
yeah.
players can play every other day or every
Right.
3 days. So it's like,
We loved some
Yeah.
baseball back in the day.
man.
You play any team sports when you were little?
Yeah, played baseball, football, basketball until I was like 9th grade.
Baller.
Even
And started
even as an
skating.
11-year-old vegan, you were running around playing football.
Yeah, I was vegetarian, but yeah, I
Vegetarian?
hated
You
it.
got hurt every other practice.
Dude, no, but I hated it. The coaches used to always make fun of me. I remember I showed up to like summer 2-a-days in like skate shoes one day and I didn't have any cleats and they were like fucking so pissed. And my dad, like I wanted to quit so
It was
bad,
just-
but my dad was just like, I mean, dude, in Texas, like Friday night light kind of
Yeah,
culture. you know?
yeah.
It was like, dude, my dad's like, you ain't quitting, you know? And I'm just like, dude, like I fucking hated it. Like I just wanted to go skate and like, you know, that was about the time I started wakeboarding and stuff too. So it was just like, get me out of all these team sports. Like,
yeah, right.
so
What-
dude, I have like a couple pictures of like me in the shoulder pads and I just have like bleach blonde hair that's like down to here and shit. And it's just like,
What's
did not fit
what's
in.
your old man think about what you're doing now and how wakeboarding led to you being what you get to do now?
Dude, what's crazy is like it's so funny. I never really put all of these things together until recently, but like kind of outside of wakeboarding. But my dad, like obviously MTV culture, like I was a product of the MTV generation.
Yeah.
Like I just used to watch music videos, and some of my like youngest memories are like focused around music videos. Like I remember the first time I saw the Michael
hit hard,
Jackson
man.
like Thriller
Yeah,
video, or I
totally.
remember
Hertz
like
loved
you know.
Thriller.
Dude, I mean, there's like footage of me like jumping off the couch and like ripping my shirt open when I'm like 3 or 4 years old, just like dancing around a Thriller and stuff. But dude, so like that, and then now like I was telling Shane, like editing all these parts together, like all these parts is like the ultimate like music video was like the ultimate training ground, you know? It was like we're just making these little 3-4 minute sizzles like every day of like this part, that part, that
Was
part.
good
So it was,
training
like,
for like what you ultimately loved and wanted
yeah,
to
exactly.
do, you know?
So like I never really put it all together, but it's like, dude, my whole life I've like watched music videos
Yeah,
and then like
building
editing
towards it.
these little sizzle reels and stuff. And you know, we were always like picking the coolest song or the hottest song or whatever,
Yeah.
and like let's edit a little part to it, you know. And it was like unknowingly that like, you know, I was like, here I am shooting, directing like music videos and stuff, you know. So it's like kind of cool that all of it is like full circle, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty sick. Proud of you for how far you've like what you're doing and
thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. It's been a while.
Yeah, you were telling me the other day when we hung out about how you got to work on the show The Beast Games that was on Amazon.
Yeah. So I've been working.
What, really? That's fucking pretty sick.
So I've been doing like engineering work for MrBeast for like almost a year now. So that's been super cool.
God,
super
that's got to be
rad.
What
so
is that
crazy.
title?
Dude, so, like I said, like the Beast, it'll have, a bunch of cameras, sometimes 100, 200 cameras, and all those things have to get somewhere, right? They have to go somewhere.
Are they coming in a live stream, like a TV truck, or are you kind of collecting cards or kind of like?
Well, basically, like everything kind of comes back because the way we shoot some of that stuff is like more like a live event. Like it's like cameras are mounted in the truss, and like it's more like how you would shoot a live concert or something, even though it's like multiple
Almost
days.
like the
at
road
times and
rules
stuff.
games,
like,
or like the way they shot
exactly.
things. Like you're kind of
So yeah, it's like we'll have like, sometimes 100, couple hundred cameras, and it'll all come back to like a centralized kind of hub, and we'll have like video routers, and we'll have recorders, and we'll have monitors. So we build like separate worlds where people can monitor, where the directors can come in, or Jimmy himself can come in. Yeah, exactly. So build out video villages, and like, some things need to get recorded, some things need to get sent over here, some things need to get sent like over NDI, which is like a private like video, secure over network kind of thing. And
that's crazy.
So so basically just, dealing with all that and all the signal flow and,
that sounds
sending it
wild,
out to the world.
man.
So
that sounds
yeah. And then we were doing.
And you got so you're on set. Which one did you were you at
so
the
I was,
island? Where you
so I was on so for the Beast Games I was on episode 5, which was like the Panama episode, and that's what I was gonna say. Dealing with all that, thankfully the cameras were scaled down a little bit. There was only like maybe 20, 30 cameras on that one, but being on the island, we had to do all that with like no internet or anything. I mean, shout out Starlink. So like we had a Starlink literally running off of
Bringing it back to Elon. There we go.
Dude, we literally, I mean, these kind of things couldn't be done without a Starlink. It was like we were literally on an island that didn't even have electricity, no running water, no nothing. It was just like an island in the middle of the ocean.
And
we literally
bush.
had a solar panel with wires. Like we
Would y'all
literally
stay on
had
a
little.
boat?
So we were like getting boated in to like, so we were staying on a bigger island that had some resorts and had some things on it. And then we were getting boated over to like the actually island we were shooting on.
You're just
But dude, I mean,
out there
we had a solar panel that had the little battery jumper clips that we would clip to like the prongs of the Starlink to like give it power. Like it wasn't like that was just all we had. Like it wasn't even like we didn't even have well, there were generators, but like we just had a Starlink up off a solar panel, and it was just, I mean.
And what's your job there?
internet.
Like, what are you doing with the footage, or are you filming, or where's your station at?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, we had a little camera village where all the cameras and stuff left from, and then I was kind of set up there, and then I had monitors, and then I also had like a director's setup that he had his own tent he could walk in and kind of view. And it was just a monitor with different angles he could kind of touch to view them. And then he had like a wireless monitor that he could walk around with and kind of see the different cameras and what was going on.
He just taps the screen and you can
yeah,
see
exactly. You can just kind of
you want to watch.
You can just cycle through the different angles or whatever.
That's
and
pretty
then so just kind of working all that, making sure all the cameras had their wireless, receivers, transmitters, all that. And then I was kind of on the back end.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's such a big production. Like, even when I remember watching it, I was
really
like,
well
this
done.
is insane. How many cameras and how many people, and all of the conversations are being filmed. And like, there's this, they move over here. They're like, okay, everybody over there, come over here. There's set up there. And then they're like, it was. So to hear that you were working on it, I was like, man, that's like, sweet. That's a wild, that's not just a normal reality show. Like, that was like on a hyper scale. Right. Like, it was huge. So
yeah, definitely one of the largest budget, like largest scale. And I think they even broke a bunch of world records. Like, but they had Guinness there all the time. Like most like airy cameras, like most cameras rolling in a live set. I don't, you'll have to pull them up, but they broke like multiple world records with that show.
It gave away so much money. It was insane. It was pretty cool show.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's been a good working experience.
So have you been in touch with him since? Are you going to get to work with him again, or was that sort of with the production company that he hired?
Definitely season 2 seems like it'd be coming, because I think
season 2
it seemed like it did really well, and I loved how they
released
on their Amazon and it was like,
yeah, I think it worked out well for Amazon. Like, I think everybody was happy with season 1, and I definitely think there's going to be a season 2. That's, you know, I can't really say too
put
much
B on
about
the
it, but-
put B on the island, dude. Put him on the island. They make you sign crazy NDAs, that stuff. I imagine, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, most artists, most kind of companies, most things at that level,
Yeah.
you know, you're pretty much.
And you're directing anything, you're kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it kind of depends artist to artist, but yeah, I mean, most of the time, you know, especially like, I mean, you know, even some of the Red Bull stuff, it's like you're breaking world records or doing stuff that's never been done before. It's like pretty standard. You're just signing an NDA, you know. And
Yeah.
Oh
man, that's cool.
As proud as I did, like I said, proud of you. It's fucking cool, really cool to see how far like you've come. Like, your passion was with us in the Pointless
Thanks,
days,
bro.
and you've been in the pocket and all these different layers through all the eras of like wakeboarding, and you've kind of, I mean, you know, you were in it on all different kind of levels too.
Right.
So just to see you kind of like, you know, evolve and kind of move out to Cali and keep on killing it, and see all your, you know, the stuff you post is like,
Yeah.
it's pretty sick to see, you know.
Thanks.
that
Yeah,
you came
I
from our
appreciate it,
squad, and now
appreciate it.
you're.
And this is
crushing
like,
it,
dude,
man.
this is like definitely my first podcast, my first kind of like public like interview. So it's cool that it's with you guys.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
definitely like full circle moment
man.
here to like.
When I heard you
know?
were coming into town, I was like, we definitely got to
Yeah.
do one. Like, it would be such a, like, I knew, you know, we know the story and how much stuff you've
Yeah.
done, and it's just cool. I knew you'd have some good stories,
Right.
and I knew
But dude,
it's
I was
a
just
great
such
one,
a
so.
I was such a shy kid back then too, you know, like
You
just
were
kinda-
so shy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I just like, you know, I was just like, even like coming here, I was like, dude, do I really want to do this podcast? Like, really, I'm gonna be all nervous and shit. I was like, fuck, dude, it's the boys.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude, I was such a shy kid that it like really took me like kind of a long time to get where I am today, you know, to like really be here and find my way. But
you feel like you got like
Yeah.
less shy, like when you moved out to LA and kind of like started to direct and kind of like
I guess,
outside of- or-
I guess so.
You-
Like, I don't know. I
you
mean,
know, you are the pro
think-
tours.
I think I think
Yeah.
by the time you were on the pro tour, like,
Yeah, you
I
were
could
probably
tell
good.
when you broke out of your shell, because you went eccentric, like you
Yeah.
wear, you
Right.
do different, like, and I love it. Like, you could
Yeah.
see that you did break the shell, and you weren't.
But
Like, I
even
remember
some of
old
the-
Pointless days, you weren't quite there, and then
Right.
like pro tour, you were like, I could be like, oh, dude, he's
But even some
feeling
of-
himself right now, and I
Even
love
some
it.
of that, even some of that stuff though, some of the clothes and stuff, I feel like was maybe just like a little bit of a mask because I still
Yeah.
wasn't quite who I
Quite-
was.
quite
You know,
that
it was
is,
like
like-
if people talk about my shoes or talk about my clothes, then they're not gonna like.
You always
see
were
who
wearing some
I
weird ass
am.
Space Dragon shirt. If I
Yeah,
could sign it,
right,
which shit was
like,
awesome, dude. I just
dude.
loved it. Never knew what B was going to show up to.
Yeah, those are some good times for sure. Those are some of the photos we need to pull up, like some of those crazy outfits.
Some of the great
But-
outfits you've worn through the days of the pro tour.
Right. Yeah, honestly, dude, I don't know if it's just like it's been like the last couple of years, you know, just doing a lot of work on myself, and I think like quitting drinking, because that was another thing too, was I feel like I didn't start drinking till I was like 24, 25, like, and so it was like just kind of like to mask that like social anxiety and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, you know what I'm saying? So even then, like I feel like those pro tour days where I went a little wild and a little eccentric was just, even all that was just kind of like still in a way just trying to find who I was, you know, but like,
No, it's
yeah,
good.
I feel like it's like finally
What-
here, you know? So,
Well, it's beautiful how far you've made it and what you've done,
Yeah,
and
thanks, bro.
we're stoked to have you on here, and stoked to
yeah,
see what you
likewise,
get to do,
likewise,
so.
dude. This has been super fun, and you guys are killing it, and I love seeing what you guys are doing, and you know,
Good, we're having a lot of fun with it.
Good fun,
and
man. Yeah, we've enjoyed
Yeah.
it. And like Paige said, if you can get Shane on a job out in LA,
Yeah, dude, I'm down.
Shane,
Like, that would
Shane
be-
will carry them sandbags too, dude.
Yeah, I know.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
know.
We'll do some
I can
work here on
gab, I can
the-
assist, I can film, I can do
Yeah.
it all. Not very good, but I can do it all decently. No.
But yeah, dude, even getting work on you guys with the podcast here. If there's anything I can do, anything I can help
Yeah,
you guys
dude,
out
you know we
with,
need help.
like,
You've
you
seen
know,
it. You've seen
yeah.
it. Whenever you see something we need that we probably don't even realize that we need, you'd be like,
Well,
hey,
think of this
Yeah.
podcast as us wearing board pants or gloves right now. It's very young. We're 14 episodes deep, so we're growing up and we're learning. We're trying not to talk over as people as much, and we're just trying to.
Yeah.
No, we're just trying to. We're getting better and better, and I think the studio will. Well, if we can get the AC kicked on in here, that'd be nice. But I think it'll come along over time, you know.
Yeah, but this was
Hey,
super fun, man.
And
This
if
was
you
super
have an
cool,
artist
and,
that you know somebody that's going to be in Orlando,
Yeah.
be like, hey, I got
Wants
a
to jump on
podcast.
the
You got to
podcast?
go.
Okay.
Yeah, send them
Yeah.
over. We
go, dude.
want some
Let's not
new.
put a ceiling
Hell
on
yeah.
anything.
yeah, dude, let's do it.
Hell yeah!
All right, man.
Thank you
Right
so
on,
much.
Brandon Parker. Love y'all, dude. Yeah, thanks for coming in, dude.
Yeah.
It was a
Love,
fun
boys.
chat, dude.
Hell yeah,
Just,
bud.
anytime.
And let's go slice up this filet mignon of fruit right here.
Oh.
Maybe we'll do that.
I don't know. I think you might need to let it ripen another day or two, buddy.
All right, maybe you're right, Jim.
All right.
Maybe you're right.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you all the Patreon supporters out there getting behind the podcast. And if you could like, subscribe on YouTube, it really boosts us through that algorithm, man. And you know how that thing works. No one knows what the fuck that thing's doing. So
Nobody knows.
put it on that side. And congratulations, Keith Kitt, winning the Pointless shirts and the mixtape DVD. Love you, dude. See you at the wedding, Keith.
Yeah.
Till the next time, episode 14 in the books.